This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Hey, look at the time. It's time to rise and shine. Suggest you get your butt out of bed at once. Don't be one of those procrastinating fools, thinking you'll get to work on time. I really doubt it. Sometimes you think you'll go back to sleep and just stay underneath the sheets. Oh no, you're getting up. It's time for waking up. So get out of that bed, you lazy bones.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Live and unrehearsed.
My morning show rocks. Buzz Adams is back.
All right. Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you. And welcome, everybody, to our Wednesday show. We have got a lot of business to take care of. Some of that involves giving you concert tickets. Some of that involves helping you win an autographed guitar from Ghost frontman Tobias Forge. Just like all in a day's work. We're going to give away a bunch of free stuff today. We're going to tell you about the Get On Board Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, a 4-night cruise that you could win with wrestler and lead singer of the band Fozzy, Chris Jericho. So there is a lot going on, a lot of chances for you to win. We're going to talk about the Democratic National Convention Night 2 last night. Both of the Obamas showed up.
Oh.
Michelle went first, and then former President Barack Obama. And I got to tell you, I think that Michelle Obama speech might go down as the kind of speech that gets studied in American history classes or government classes. I mean, Michelle gave a super, super powerful speech last night at the DNC. But they had to cut James Taylor for time. You know who James Taylor is?
What does that sound?
Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. No? I Seen Fire and I Seen Rain?
No.
Okay. James Taylor is a singer-songwriter. Anyway, down at the bottom, it kept saying, later, a performance by James Taylor.
And that never happened?
No, they just bumped him. I guess they got too busy. Maybe they were cheering too long for the Obama speech. Poor James Taylor never got out there to play handyman. Right, come on. Bring it on, JT. That's the original JT, you know.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Joanna.
Hey, good morning.
Well,
I do appreciate your text where you said the Obamas just slayed.
Did I write that?
You did. Also, you said, Nico, don't forget about work.
Right. I figure that's a good thing to do every day. But,
you should do that every day.
There must be a traffic jam or something at 6 o'clock in the morning. The show started, Nico's not here. What a shock, huh?
What a shocker.
Let me guess. In entertainment, you're probably going to talk about something that I think a lot of people, anybody who was interested, saw this coming, not a big surprise. Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck after 25 months of marriage. But they've been separated for 4 months.
Love is dead. Love is dead. For the second time in their lifetime.
Yeah.
They have broken up.
I heard
on the anniversary of their wedding ceremony, 2 years.
Really?
To the day.
I read somewhere that part of the problem was that the FBI questioned Ben Affleck about some of the P. Diddy stuff and some of And I don't have specifics, but supposedly some of the specifics that the FBI were asking him about made him very uncomfortable about Jennifer Lopez. So I don't know what they told her.
Right.
And
I think she was, engaged to Diddy?
Was she with Diddy before or after Ben Affleck the first time?
Before.
And then it was Ben Affleck for a while.
And then it was Ben Affleck.
Wait, and then it was the Mexican singer who looks like a skull.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah, that's the guy. She was married to him for a while, right?
She was, yeah. She's got twins with him.
So yeah, they're getting divorced. Is that going to be in the Hollywood Cheesemate today?
Is,
what
yes.
else?
What else do I have? Lots of other great stuff.
Okay, all right. Let's take a look at El Paso weather, and it really has not changed much. No rain in the forecast, but triple digits every day for the remainder of the week. Right around 100, 101, 102, cropping up there a couple of times. Mostly sunny, and expect it to continue to be hot here at the ass end of summer. El Paso weather brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Or call them at the Pro Shop. Their number is 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. 4 times a day, we're giving out a code word for this trip with Chris Jericho on a Norwegian Gem cruise line. It's going to leave out of Miami on January 31st. 4-night cruise to the Dominican Republic, and Chris Jericho's band Fozzie's going to be there. They're going to perform. There's going to be wrestling. He's going to have friends of his from the worlds of wrestling and rock and roll, and it's your chance to win this trip. I'll tell you everything you win in just a second, but those code words are going to be given out over the air. First one in the 10 o'clock hour this morning, then we've got one in the 2 p.m. hour, 5 p.m., and during Loudwire Nights, Chuck's going to give you one during the 8 o'clock hour. So listen for those code words. Enter them on the KLAQ mobile app. You'll find the link there for Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea. And here's what you win. 2 tickets on the Norwegian Gem, a 4-night cruise from Miami, Florida to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Meals and basic beverage. I think that basic means non-alcoholic, but meals and basic beverages are all inclusive. Admission to wrestling matches. They're going to have several nights of wrestling matches, concerts, podcast sessions, meet and greet Chris Jericho and the other celebrities on board. We are also going to throw in a $1,000 travel voucher. You can use that to get yourself to Miami to catch your boat. And we're going to include $500 in spending money so you get souvenirs.
Dang.
Listen for those code words in the 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. hour. And if you want to see what the cruise is all about, and also there are some cabin availabilities. Not many, but they're about 4/5 of the way sold out. You could go to chrisjerichocruise.com. That's chrisjerichocruise.com. See what the cruise is all about. And maybe it's something you want to go on so bad you're just like, well, hell, I'm going to pay for one of these cabins to go on the Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea. Woo!
Rock and Rager at Sea.
Rock and Rager at Sea. We've got tickets for the Sunday show at the El Paso County Coliseum with Lamb of God. Mastodon is part of it. Special guest Carrie King from Slayer is going to be performing.
Woo!
Also, Malevolence is another band that's going to be there. It's Sunday at the County Coliseum. I think we could count this as like a legal stress test on the building. The El Paso County Coliseum is like, I don't know, like 100 years old. And with those bands playing and the amps turned all the way to 11, it'll really give it a test. It's going to be
slamming in there.
It is going to be slamming at the County Coliseum. We're going to have those tickets for you. And we'll let you know what the ghost song of the day is. It is August all month long. And at the end of the month, all of our daily winners, listen for the ghost song of the day. You could be a daily winner and win their movie soundtrack right here, right now, as a daily prize, which is a fine preliminary prize, but it is only a preliminary prize. At the end of August, we'll take all of our daily winners and draw one winner who wins an autograph Phantom and guitar by Hagstrom. The guitar and the Hag case that it comes in by themselves are over $2,000 value, but it's also going to be autographed by Tobias Forge of Ghost. All that coming up. True crime report later. Nico may even show up. We got a party planned, everybody. We're going to get to today and sound clips coming up here in just a few minutes.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, August 21st.
It's Internet Self-Care Day.
Sounds like an oxymoron.
It's also Brazilian Blowout Day. That's the hair thing, not the
Butt thing.
What?
Plus, stock up on...
What?
I don't know why it ended.
Oh.
It just stopped.
I thought you had questions about the Brazilian.
The Daily Calendar.
Now let's see if it does it again. God,
Oh, what's going on?
do not know. We got some kind of issue with playback here.
Uh-oh.
Well, I got that it's Brazilian Blowout Day.
That's the hair thing, not the butt thing.
All right, let me try one more time.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, August 20th.
No, this happened a little bit either Monday or last week. Friday. I was trying to play, Monday. I was trying to play audio for Steve Kaplowitz, and it kept stalling
And
out.
get buffering. Oh, no, maybe it's our internet again.
Oh, good. All right. Maybe we can get Mike to work on this if he's in El Paso. Okay, one more try, okay?
One more try. Here we
Okay.
go.
All right. Maybe if I shut a few windows.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, August 20th.
God. Let's see if it does it with everything I play. There we go. Yep. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
This ain't good news, Joe.
No, it's not.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show on the way. Maybe. Right after... Right after this.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to
With stations' websites, stations' mobile apps. See summer and save money with dining deals.
Local and loco.
Don't you know I'm loco?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
Yes, it's a good day for singing a song, and it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's a good day. How could anything be wrong? A good day from morning till night.
I kind of wanted to test this one player. It's called the Soundbite audio player. Joanna is the program. That was the one that was giving me trouble.
Give be wonky.
Yeah.
You want to test this player right
A
here?
good day from morning till
Where's the
night.
player? Oh, you're the player. Okay.
Good
Thanks, Joanna. Thanks, Joanna.
All right, that seems to be working. Let's see if this will work now.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, August 21st.
It's Internet Self-Care Day.
Sounds like an oxymoron.
It's also Brazilian Blowout Day. That's the hair thing, not the
Butt thing.
Plus, stock up on hard candy because it's Senior Citizens Day since Reagan made that proclamation in 1988.
Make it so.
And finally, it's Spumoni Day. Spumoni is ice cream and it's delicious.
Unless you get a nut or a piece of a cherry.
Ooh, what the hell?
That's your daily calendar.
And now, today in Sound Clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. I'll save the politics stuff for the end. 4 teenagers have been arrested in Michigan after trying to steal multiple Dodge SUVs and then ramming them into a security gate, which wrecked the vehicles. In total, the teens caused around $500,000 in damage.
Oof.
Here's a police officer in Michigan talking about what happened.
They came in, they clearly had a plan, they knew what they were going for. They brought gasoline along because the cars kept on the lot don't have a lot of gas in them, so they came prepared. The first car attempts to ram his way through the gate. He's unsuccessful. A second car tries to ram his way through the gate. Pretty impressive construction, but they weren't able to get through. Whatever gate they're using at Ground Concepts there would be a good one to consider.
Okay. Another crime story here. A guy who'd been running a fraudulent pizza delivery service had just been delivering bad pizza, claiming to be an actual business. This comes from Florida.
Wait, what?
A 55-year-old Florida man was caught impersonating a pizza restaurant.
But actually delivering... It's
delivering something.
Yeah, you're not impersonating when you're actually delivering.
So people did get pizzas.
They got something.
Something.
but he was claiming to be an actual pizza restaurant called Roman's Pizzeria. Here is the legit owner of Roman's Pizzeria, Jesus Roman, talking about the man identified as Jose Marti Alvarez impersonating his restaurant and how this caper would work.
Bad, uncooked. Sometimes they said in the box is a piece of raw dough. And they just give it to them, and they just, by the time they realize it, they're gone already. When the manager went to confront him in the parking lot, he tried to get away, he almost hit him.
Yeah, so sometimes he'd just show up with raw dough and give people the... I don't know. As soon as I touch that pizza box, I'm going to know if there's raw dough or a pizza in there. There's a certain warmness to a pizza.
But how did he even...
He left his number at local hotels saying this is really good pizza, and he claimed to be this actual place. People would call to order their pizza. He'd go.
And because they're at a hotel, they're probably out-of-towners. They don't know that a place like that doesn't exist.
He still had to buy...
a place does exist. This guy was impersonating the real
place
pizzeria.
That does exist. Okay.
Yeah.
He was just putting his number.
He still had to buy dough, though, and I guess he had some business expenses, right? And
it sounds like maybe sometimes he actually made a pizza.
Well, did he work at the real Romans?
No.
Well, why was he in the parking lot of the... Oh, the manager went to the hotel parking lot.
I guess. Like somebody called and said, there's a guy out here who's serving really bad pizza. So
don't you wish they had like a real background for each of these stories that we could...
Sometimes I do want to. I want to dive into some of these stories, and I just don't have time to do it.
Of course.
I guess arcades are still a thing. Are they?
At CC's Pizza, they still have them.
Yeah, sure. Sure, they got them at Peter Piper and stuff. Chuck E. Cheese. An arcade in Austin, Texas, posted a voicemail they got with a guy who was very upset and very passionate about this issue. He was upset that this arcade did not have a women's bathroom. He ranted about how sexist it is to assume that women aren't gamers, and it turned out that they do have a women's room. He just couldn't find it. Mm-hmm. So they released the voicemail. Here's the voicemail of the angry arcade customer.
Hey, listen, I was just wondering, this is a voicemail, right? I'm being recorded. I was just wondering if there's a ladies' room at your establishment. Because I had a friend go there, and she felt so uncomfortable how there's men room and then there's family room, yet there's no ladies' room. It's not a welcoming environment. And what, are you trying to play up the stereotype that video games are just for men? You realize women are smarter than males? They would completely dominate in video games if they took the time to care. You're pretty for since you know that. Quit being weirdos at a ladies' room. All right, I'm not playing around.
This is the Cidercade Arcade in Austin. They posted the call along with the following message. Yep, this is an actual voicemail we received. If you're having a hard time finding our restrooms, please just ask. We're happy to point to them. They had a men's and a women's and a family room.
My friend felt so uncomfortable.
I know, right?
Is that how the dude sounded?
That's how he sounded.
Is that like just kind of your nerd voice?
Yeah, that's my incel voice.
Why do people care so much about... Like, he could have easily addressed that in a different way, but instead he left this weird threat, almost like threatening.
Yeah, they had to beep out some of the words. I don't know what he's saying.
Get it together, arcade.
Our next story also from Texas. A woman named Connie Claxton just retired.
Aw, Connie.
Wait, I haven't even told you what she did yet.
I do know what she did.
Oh, you do?
She's a big fan of Connie Claxton.
What did she do?
She retired.
She did?
After like over 50 years working at Whataburger.
54 years, Joanna.
Does this happen to be a Joanna article special?
No, but I saw it in the news last week.
It would be, it's regional anyway.
That's
it would
a good
count.
point, yeah.
Connie Claxton worked for Whataburger for 54 years.
Can you believe she met her husband?
She met her husband, who was a customer at the restaurant. They threw her a retirement party last week.
She had her babies at the restaurant?
She had her grandbabies at the restaurant. This was in a few different areas. Forney. She worked at a few different locations of Whataburger, but for Whataburger, and at one stretch at the same restaurant for 18 years in a row. But after 54 years, Connie Claxton has decided to retire. She met a customer. She ended up marrying. She said that it has been a blessing to be able to work so long and that she just loves Whataburger. Here is Connie Claxton, 54-year Whataburger employee, talking about her decades of Whata service.
I thought it was the best burger I had ever ate. And I thought, well, I could do that. Still eat a junior burger every morning. Married one of my customers. I would take his order. He had a special needs boy. He was so kind to them. And I thought, man, what would it be like to marry to him? So I got up this morning and I thought, you know what? Thank you, Jesus, for letting me do it one more day. I just feel like in my heart that it's time to give it up.
Okay. Well, she's earned her retirement, I would say. Alicia Silverstone had fans worried after she ate a random berry that she found on the street.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And she's all asking people, what is this? And she just keeps eating it.
Don't do that.
She was in London, and she found a berry, or what she thought was a berry, and started eating it. People freaked out because some people on TikTok recognized that is poisonous. Here is Alicia Silverstone in this now viral moment.
I just bit into it because I was on the street and we were discussing whether this was a tomato or not. It's definitely not. So what the heck is this? Because when you open it up, it looks like that. And if I bite it, I don't think you're supposed to eat this, but it's almost like a pepper.
I don't think you're supposed to eat this.
And she's all eating it.
It was small and kind of looked like a cherry tomato.
A tomato.
Well, several people...
Yeah, why is she British?
No. Tomato,
But I guess, when
song,
you're in London.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Tomato.
You say potato, I say potato.
Here's a little rhyme to help you remember edible berries.
Okay.
White and yellow, kill a fellow. Purple and blue, good for you. Red, could be good, could be dead.
Well, this one
That's
was
a
red.
terrible rhyme.
What do you mean it'll help you?
No, I mean, it's a good rhyme. Like, it rhymes and all, but I mean, that didn't help me at all.
If it's white and yellow,
White and yellow, it'll kill a fella.
But the red one.
Well, it means it's either good or bad. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, that does not help if it's red.
Several of Alicia Silverstone's TikTok followers identified it as something called a Jerusalem cherry, which can be harmful if ingested. It can cause vomiting, diarrhea, drowsiness, hallucinations, and it can mess with your heart rate. After posting the video, Alicia Silverstone went silent on social media. People were terrified that the Jerusalem cherry had finished
That girl
her.
killed by random berry.
That you found in London.
On the ground.
Have you guys ever in your life picked a fruit or a vegetable right off of the vine to eat?
Yes?
Yes.
Like an apple?
No. I don't know what it is in English. A membrillo.
A membrane.
No, I'm going to find out what it is in English.
I bet you I know what it is.
What is it?
Oh, I got it. I got a couple of trees.
I've been
in my
hiking
front yard.
before. I've seen random raspberry plants. Quince?
Quince. Membrillo. We had a tree of that.
How do you spell quince?
Quince. Oh, and we had a pomegranate tree.
Yeah, pomegranate. That's the one I was trying to think of. I didn't know you ate pomegranates. And then one of my neighbors came over a few years ago and said, hey, I noticed you got a couple of pomegranate trees. Do you mind if I pick
You
some
have
off
pomegranate
of it?
tree?
I do.
Bring me some.
Does it make pomegranates?
Oh, yeah. Nice
Still?
ones. Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I have some?
I lived there for several years, and I went pomegranate-less that entire time.
You never saw, you had to have seen them, though. The two big pomegranate bushes right up front. Yeah, Joanna, come over with the basket. Quinze?
C.
Oh, C.
Quince.
C. It's kind of like an apple, but it's not.
Oh, go up to the top, buddy. Go up to the top, buddy. Go up to the top where it says fruit. See results about fruits.
Yeah, those.
Can you
we
eat
had
those?
A tree of, yeah, you can.
Crab apples.
Crab apples.
Do you guys know what Bodark apples are? Or horse apples?
Horse apples, no.
You're a horse apple.
They're bright orange. They from a distance, they look like tennis balls.
Okay.
And they're bumpy. And horses can eat them, but they're poison to humans.
What?
It's also known as a Bodark fruit.
Oh, my.
Yeah, you've never been hiking before? You see like a random blackberry bush?
Yeah, this is a
Bodark?
bright green. Yeah, this is a Bodark apple, or also known as a horse apple. Don't eat those. Hiking,
don't eat those.
Like what? You find some berries, and so you just help yourself to some berries.
Remember the rhyme. But if you're
white
it's red,
and yellow, kill a fellow.
But if
Purple
it's red,
and blue are good for you. Red could be good or dead.
red, 50-50 chance.
Yeah, you're right. That's not helpful for red.
Doesn't help at all.
Night 2 of the Democratic National Convention saw second gentleman Doug Emhoff. He may be first gentleman.
Did he call himself first mensch?
I didn't catch Doug Emhoff's part of the speech.
I think he called himself first mensch.
I caught both of the Obama speeches, and they were really, really good, really strong speeches. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff livened up the crowd with a personal speech that included the story of how he met his future wife and future Vice President Kamala Harris.
In 2013, I walked into a contentious client meeting. We worked through the issue, and by the end of the meeting, the now happy client offered to set me up on a blind date, which is how I ended up with Kamala Harris's phone number.
Wow. One of the biggest surprises of the night was the primetime speaking slot for Republican Mayor John Giles of Mesa, Arizona, who said, "I'm a lifelong Republican, so I feel a little out of place tonight, but I feel more at home here than in today's Republican Party." Also, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker spoke last night and talked about the Republican nominee, Donald Trump.
Because he claims to be very rich. But take it from an actual billionaire. Trump is rich in only one thing: stupidity.
A standing ovation.
Is he a billionaire?
I got to be honest with you. I don't know a lot about J.B. Pritzker, but it certainly sounds like he was implying that he is a billionaire,
right?
Yeah. A standing ovation welcomed former First Lady Michelle Obama to the stage at the United Center in Chicago last night. And she was commenting on the change in the mood of the election. So here
wow. J.B. Pritzker is the richest politician in the United States with an estimated net worth of almost $4 billion.
Oh, okay. Michelle Obama sarcastically talked about Trump's comments a few weeks ago about black jobs, about how
what's a black
Mexicans
job?
were coming to take black jobs.
And the person was like, "What's a black job?" And then he was like, "Well, all jobs are."
I want to know who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
Okay, so I think, tell me if this could be some insight. What in Trump's mind, what he meant by black jobs. Probably when he was a kid and a younger man, all of the landscapers or anybody who worked as a domestic servant back in those days of the 60s and 70s were probably African American. And he's probably noticed over the years that a lot of those jobs are now held by Latino people. In his mind, that's what a black job is. Does that make any sense?
Maybe. I just think that he tailors himself to every place that he's at to make it. He's a salesman, right? So he's trying to think, well, my rhetoric is that the Mexicans are coming over to take all our jobs. I'm at this black journalism thing.
Yeah, he broke that out at a black journalism conference.
Right, so
The
I
one
think
where
he tries to tailor his message to the audience that he's in front of, and he might have thought, well, I got to say they're stealing their black jobs because they're black here, and that's my normal message.
Oh, I was just trying to get inside his head a little bit.
I don't think he has that much to get through. I think he honestly is a born salesman. He doesn't have a deep psychology. I think he just goes out there and tries to make everything seem as bad as possible.
The keynote speaker last night was former President Barack Obama, who walked out to chants of "Yes, we can." Obama touched on the legacy of President Joe Biden, then moved on to the person that he says the torch has been passed to, Kamala Harris.
He thought trying to actually solve the problem would hurt his campaign. He doesn't. Do not boo. Vote.
He was talking about that bipartisan border deal, the toughest border legislation that
Let's
Trump...
not fix the problem.
Right. So this was crafted by a Democrat, a Republican, and an independent. And the Republican is Jim Langford of Oklahoma, very conservative. And I guess Trump went around calling congressmen saying, don't vote for this because it'll work and it'll make Biden look good and me look bad.
Right.
Finally, I want to talk about RFK Jr. for just a second. I had always been baffled.
I'm interested.
I'd always been baffled how somebody as well-educated and seemingly charming and smart as RFK.
Have you seen pictures of him when he was younger?
A super handsome guy, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he was JFK Jr.'s cousin, so sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
Well, Kennedys have always been blessed with good looks, I guess. Maybe not all of them, but
Sorry,
I
Ted.
always wondered how somebody with such a pedigree and with such a great education and somebody so seemingly intelligent, who I agree with on a lot of issues, how that person could be the main distributor of fake information and scaremongering about vaccines, which have been overwhelmingly an amazing boon for countries that are lucky enough to have vaccines, especially childhood immunizations. How could this guy who seems so smart and so educated, and then you find out more about him because of this election? He's weird, man.
He is weird.
The bear, he let the
roadkill
that he then put in the park. The brainworms.
The dog.
The dog eating. It's like, oh, he's been weird all along.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, he tried to reach out to Kamala Harris to talk about a cabinet position in her administration if he would throw his support to her. The latest from the RFK Jr. campaign is that they're going to do the same thing, but with Trump, that he's going to drop out of the race and throw his support to Donald Trump.
A real principled person.
Right. He's just basically going door to door.
Like, hey, could I have a position?
Could I have a cabinet position? Nicole Shanahan, the vice presidential pick for independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., says they are considering this move, dropping out of the race and throwing their lot in with Donald Trump.
We walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump, and you know, we walk away from that and we explain to our base why we're making this decision.
We have to explain.
Oh my God.
To those 5 people that have been following us around
with the RFK Jr. bumper stickers. Nobody's ever heard of me before. So, yeah, he is a smart guy. He's got a great education. He comes from the preeminent political dynasty in America. Why is he so wrong about vaccines and science? Oh, he's a weird baby bear stealing, roadkill planting, brainworm having, dog eating weirdo. So I think Trump said that he was going to put Elon Musk in a cabinet position. Not anything important like Secretary of State. That's going to be Joe Rogan, obviously.
Yeah.
But I guess RFK has been angling And it doesn't sound like Kamala Harris was going to take the bait.
Hello, your favorite president, Donald Trump speaking.
Hi, Donald. It's Robert Kennedy Jr.
Hey, how are you doing, Bobby?
I just wanted to let you know that I'm dropping out, and I want to join you.
You want to what? I can't understand a word you're saying.
I want to join you.
You want to buy some shoes? Go buy some shoes then, Bobby.
No. I want to team up with...
You want to team up with Rod Carew, the old baseball player?
Oh, forget it. I'm back in the rabbit. Hey.
You're going to slap my face? Oh, no, you're not, Bobby. I'm hanging up now.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
Neighbors, but we can't. Your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Dude, I got to get a hobby or something
Yeah,
to do with
probably.
my time. My routine has settled into a mind-numbing sameness.
Yeah.
Get up, go to work.
Yep.
Go home from work.
Yep.
Now, this may not sound
Take
too
pants
bad
off.
to some people, but it's not very productive. Take pants off.
I'm with you so
Sit
far.
by the pool and drink beer. Jump in the pool.
Sounds great. Some people don't have a pool to jump into.
Take a
Some
nap.
people don't have beer to drink.
Take a nap. I'm giving you my schedule, okay?
Oh, you're not done.
Take a nap. Wake up from my nap. Go back out. Drink more beer by the pool and jump in the pool again. Go to bed.
That sounds like
A vacation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world.
I know, but I don't feel like I've accomplished much
You
at the end of
haven't.
the day.
Yeah.
I really haven't. I need to get into pickleball or something, man. I need to find something to get active about.
Yeah. Well, what did you used to do?
Go to the gym.
After work, really?
There was, it was
I'm not
like
talking about
pulling
20
teeth.
years ago.
No, last year, I started going to the gym just about every day.
Oh, you were going to the gym every day.
Yeah, it was. I had.
Remember, he would change here sometimes in that room.
I would change into my workout clothes, and then I'd go to the YMCA.
Oh,
By
yeah,
the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
at the
That's
YMCA,
right.
I was the youngest person there. They got a sauna. I was the youngest person in that sauna by 30 years, easily. But it's just such drudgery. Does anybody really like going to the gym? I'm sure some people claim to, but I don't know if I believe them.
I guess
It's just such a grind. You know?
No, you're just not at that point where you get the endorphin high off of it. You're still on that fat.
I don't think I ever did.
That fat shed the weight stage still.
Even when I was young and like ran track and played football and basketball and stuff like that, I hated practice. I hated having to work out anything. What I liked to do was play the game, whatever it was.
Well, you've always said that you don't do workouts where it's just about the working out. Like you enjoy it.
God, if I could just get somebody to challenge me to a race, that would get me running. Like if somebody just any.
All right, from here to the end of the hallway, Buzz.
As I'm describing that almost sounds like I'm living the life of decadence, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should just be happy with what I have.
No, but I get the thing that you're saying is that too much of anything is not always good. Too much of anything's a bad
Trouble
thing.
with getting into a groove is that if you stay in it long enough, it becomes a rut.
Right.
True.
Nico said that he has quit smoking. And did you say drinking or just smoking?
Just smoking for now.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
For now.
Well,
Is it 'cause of your hernia?
that doesn't sound like
No, for now. No, I meant I'm only quitting cigarettes right now.
But you're not going to start smoking cigarettes
No,
again, are you?
I plan on quitting.
Oh, like you're going for cigarettes, then
Yes,
alcohol.
yeah.
I
Sorry.
see. Okay. Why, buddy?
Oh, it's super
Hernia?
unhealthy.
Your hernia?
And the hernia. The hernia is just getting so bad. Yesterday, oh my God.
I know yesterday.
Why don't you
Buzz
go
had
in
to-
and have them take care of that?
I did. That's what my doctor's appointment was for the other day. It's
Did he do anything?
Well, yeah, now it's getting worse because
maybe if I gave you like a
they said,
Heimlich, that would pop your hernia back in where it's supposed to go.
I do not think you understand what this word means.
Heimlich or hernia?
Or both. Yeah.
Somebody called in about the story about the arcade customer who left a nasty message because he thought they didn't have a women's room in this arcade.
Woke Austin.
In woke Austin.
Hey, Buzz. Hey, Nico. Hey, Nico, you brought up a very good point just now about the guy at the arcade that instead of just cursing somebody out or whatever, he could just politely ask, hey, is there not a ladies' room, whatever. It's the same reason. Why are adults ready to rip some referee's head off at a youth sports game, whether it's a kid or another adult, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're ready to fist fight another parent at youth sports games. I don't know what's going on with society nowadays. Everybody stopped being nice a long time ago. Anyways, love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's this weird, and
it's this weird thing where you go to 10 immediately.
I brought this up yesterday because I had seen that Fitfam video of like different local high schools. They had some of their players dressed up and then doing some dances.
I finally did see that video, yeah.
Did you read the comments?
The comments, presumably some of them were from adults, were just the meanest.
Did you read them?
No, but you were telling me about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were so like, why were you even promote yourself this year?
You guys are going to suck.
You're not going to go to division. And it's just like, they're getting excited for the upcoming school year. It's like what people do.
These guys are going to go 0-10.
Are you reading them right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you got to do
Dance
that?
battle of the Edgars. This is not tough.
It was just these kids dancing a little and
having a little fun and getting ready for their football season.
Yeah, and so I agree with the caller that it seems just different these days. People are
got all the accessories just to lose.
All the accessories just to lose. I mean...
And the guy who got so upset, you took the time to leave a voicemail.
Exactly.
Couldn't you have taken the time to go say, hey, I can't find... Is there a ladies' room? I can't find a lady... He didn't want to use the ladies' room, but he said he had a friend.
Hey, listen, I was just wondering, this is a voicemail, right? I'm being recorded. I was just wondering if there's a ladies' room at your establishment. I had a friend go there, and she felt so uncomfortable how there's men room, and then there's family room, yet there's no ladies' room. It's not a welcoming environment. And what, are you trying to play up the stereotype that video games are just for men? You realize women are smarter than males? They would completely dominate in video games if they took the time to care. You're pretty for since you know that. Quit being weirdos at a ladies' room. All right, I'm not playing around.
Okay,
right, it really escalates.
Playing around.
They had a ladies' room. He just all he had to do was ask.
You had to ask for the ladies' room.
I can actually hear your voice when he was talking.
Let's get a look at the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. This one's going to be pretty quick. Today is Poets' Day.
Really? I like poetry.
I consider myself a poet, but I didn't know it. But my features show it because they are Longfellows. There once was a man from Nantucket.
Who's your favorite poet?
I'm not a huge poetry guy. I mean, I guess Shakespeare's sonnets, I had to study those. But I don't know, poetry never really spoke to me the way it does to some people, I guess.
Like me?
Does it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I was thinking about majoring just in poetry. But then I realized that is like the
sounds
worst.
like a good career plan.
There is no career for that.
Listen, I would be personally offended to have to pay off anybody's student debt if they got an advanced degree in poetry.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, people release books of poetry still.
I don't read them. Today is also Senior Citizens Day.
Oh, Buzz.
Shut up.
Congratulations.
Birthdays today include actress Hayden Panettiere, who was in Heroes. She's 35 today.
My 15-year-old crush
was Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah. She was in Heroes.
Was Heroes on when you were a teenager?
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been 20 years ago.
Do you not realize how far time has gone?
No. It seems like it was just on.
You're so old now.
Usain Bolt, the Jamaican sprinter, who was for about a solid 10 years the fastest man on the planet. Yeah. And he might be the GOAT. Usain Bolt And how perfect is that? You're fast and your last name is Bolt.
That's
like a bolt of light.
That's literally just living up to your name.
Yeah, you are living up to your
Anyway,
name.
the super Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt is 38 today. But I don't know why we were talking about the Social Network yesterday, but
Because it was Andrew Garfield's birthday.
because it was Andrew Garfield's birthday. Well, the Winklevoss twins are 43 today. I guess they're actually 86. They're the twins who sued Mark Zuckerberg for originally stealing their idea to create Facebook. And I love that movie, The Social Network. It's a David Fincher movie. But the more I watch it, the more I realize they kind of had a point. They just kind of outsourced the job to him as a nerd, make this thing for us, and then he just made it and claimed it as his own.
Yeah. Just because you outsourced it.
There's a line Jesse Eisenberg gives in that movie about the Winklevi. If you could have made Facebook, you would have made
exactly.
Facebook. Khalees, the singer who did Milkshake, is 45.
You're not going to correct us all.
I thought it was Kellis. Honestly, I went this entire time thinking she pronounced her name Kellis. It's Khalees. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, Joanna.
And they're like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours.
Nico.
Damn right.
I could teach you, but I have to charge. Carrie Ann Moss, actress who played Trinity in The Matrix, is 57 today. And I know you're fans of System of a Down. Nico, especially you, because, the whole Armenian thing.
The Raza.
Yeah, La Raza. Serge Tankian of System of a Down is 57 today.
He's like super Armenian, though. I think he speaks Armenian. I've been looking into trying to learn Armenian. There are no apps for it.
For learning Armenian?
On Duolingo and all the language apps, they conveniently skip that one.
Retired NFL quarterback Jim McMahon turned 65 today. He was part of the Bears Super Bowl run in the 80s when they had the Super Bowl shuffle. And actress Kim Cattrall is having a birthday today. Samantha from Sex and the City. She's 68.
But as we all really know Kim Cattrall and what role made her famous was the Vulcan trader, Lieutenant Valorous from Star Trek VI, Undiscovered Country.
Oh, of course. And Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Glenn Hughes is having a birthday today. He's 73. He was the bassist for a couple of the different lineups of Deep Purple. He was also the singer for Black Sabbath on one of their albums. And Glenn Hughes, kind of a utility infielder of rock and roll, is 73 today. A couple of dates in history you might find interesting. 113 years ago, in 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre in Paris. It was stolen by an employee named Vincenzo Perugia, and it was recovered 2 years later. Or was it? Or maybe they swapped it out with a phony, and the real Mona Lisa is in somebody's house somewhere. Did you know that when the Mona Lisa went missing, for a period of time, one of the leading suspects was a young artist named Pablo Picasso? They suspected Pablo Picasso
You've
of
been
having
staring
stolen.
at this a lot.
Right. And happy birthday to the state of Hawaii, the most recent addition to the United States. Hawaii became the 50th state 65 years ago on this date in 1959.
You ever been?
No, never been to Hawaii.
Joanna?
No.
I say we do the show from there one day.
Hell yeah, we should.
I applied for a job, before I got this job.
In Hawaii?
I sent a resume and got a call back from the program director. And he was like, well, look, I see you're from Oklahoma, and people here really don't like people from the mainland that much.
Do they not have immigrants?
They might have immigrants, but he said there's a lot of bad feeling about anybody coming and taking a Hawaiian job from the mainland.
Oh, okay.
From the mainland.
Yeah.
They're taking our jobs.
Taking our gerbs. And today is Senior Citizen Day. Got a little song in honor of the senior citizens. And let's keep this in mind. Whenever you see somebody driving slow, maybe they've got their seatbelt clanking out of the door, throwing up sparks along the pavement as they're driving along. Remember this.
Hey, I guess they're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
Hey, listen, pal, I used to kick out the jams and take them just a little bit higher. But now that stairway to heaven's getting harder to climb. I better rock rolling retire. Yeah, get off my cloud, it's a long time gone. Hey, you little bastards, get off of my lawn. And my 19th nervous breakdown. My foxy lady spawned a voodoo child. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. Yeah, come here and jingle jangle this for a while. What? I got your dangling conversation. Hey, quit banging on that gong. And hey, you little bastards, get off of my lawn. One pill used to make me larger, but now it helps control my gout. And Malox helps when it's a gas. And green onions make me twist and shout. I let the sunshine in with my 30 block on. Hey, you little bastards, get off my lawn. Our house used to be a very nice house till the two cats tore up the yard. Now my spinning wheel don't turn. It ain't easy to be hard.
By the way, these are all references to 60s songs. Just so you know what the point of it is. Like every line is a reference to a 60s song. All right, happy National Senior Citizens Day.
Happy day, buddy.
Yeah, there was one clip I forgot to play from the DNC last night when it was time for Georgia delegates to announce their support for Kamala Harris. They had a special guest appearance. Lil John came out of the balcony and
so
walked
cool.
all the way through the crowd. I got to play that for you.
Did they get low?
They got low. What? Is that him?
Yeah, that's
him.
And now I'm paying child support on little sweet baby James till the year 25.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
See for yourself. ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
The KLAQ Morning Show with Buzz Adams is back.
Yeah!
Only on 95.5 KLAQ El Paso.
All right, coming up later on the show, we're going to have a true crime report. That's still a couple hours off. We're also going to let you know this hour what the ghost song of the day is going to be and what hour it's going to be played in. And we have tickets for the Sunday concert with Lamb of God, Mastodon, Kerry King from Slayer, and Malevolence. 4 bands are playing, headlined by Lamb of God. What a metal blowout that's going to be. And we have tickets to give away every morning this week. I don't know why I didn't play this earlier when we were talking about the DNC last night. Lil John was a surprise guest. And it came during the roll call. So this is kind of like a boring part of it, I think. Boring part of the convention. Okay. They say George is here and we cast all 27 of our electoral votes.
Most boring part.
Right. It's the most boring. Okay, so they hit him with a spotlight in the balcony, all right? And then Lil John proceeds to walk down through the crowd with a microphone while rapping, and it sounded like this.
Georgia, how do you cast your vote?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to officially nominate Kamala Harris for president. Another round of shots.
Now,
So wait, I
do you
don't know
think
if you-
that's as cool as having Lee Greenwood sing "God Bless the USA" for the 1,000th time at one of your
Probably
rallies?
not, right? But listen to what he's saying. Turn out for what? The normal lyric is turn down.
Yeah,
But
turn out for the vote, I guess.
Yeah.
We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. D.P. Harris, come to the wall.
What was the lyric? What'd he say?
Well, nothing. That he just called out Kamala Harris's name, VP Harris, right at the part of Get Low.
Get Low.
Where they mentioned to the windows, to the wall, where the sweat drops down my.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the part. We all know that part. We all know that's where the part
I
you
bet
say.
your Republicans wouldn't.
And then you say her name.
This is the kind of thing that if, like, my mom
it would
saw
turn
it,
her off.
it would absolutely be a turn. You know, you talk about the stuff that's such a turnoff that you might see at a MAGA gathering or something. There's some people who this represents the fall of American civilization to them, that we have rap. I mean,
Oh, this is what
Yeah.
represents
Yeah,
the
this
fall.
is it.
I thought it was cool as hell.
It's cool as hell. It's cool
And
as
the
hell.
Obamas both seemed cool as hell. They really seemed like an example for people to
God, they
look up
just
to.
seem like super cool, right?
How was
Like,
her
I
speech?
wanna
Do you have
hang
any
out
of Michelle Obama?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it earlier. She turned in a speech that I think is possible that in the future, it's a kind of political speech that people will talk about, like the JFK "Ask Not What Your Country Could Do for You" speech.
Oh, wow.
Or the Martin Luther King "I Had a Dream," the kind of speech that is studied.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that impressive.
I want to know who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
All right. She got a standing ovation as soon as she came out, and then Barack came out, and he got a standing ovation. Joanna has got the Hollywood Cheesemay, a celebrity split that everybody was saying was going to happen, has happened. So she's going to tell us about that coming up shortly. And we got some phone calls. We're going to get to some phone calls coming up before too long. All of that on the way this morning, and the True Crime Report, and the Ghost Song of the Day, and a whole lot more.
It's the Hollywood Cheeseman. It's the Hollywood
Cheeseman. Joanna, tell us more.
Here's Joanna Barba with our entertainment news. Look at Hollywood Cheesemay. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning. The director of the new reboot of The Crow decided not to take chances and banned real guns from set during production.
Of course, why doesn't everybody do that? Have a
seem
thing that doesn't have any place for bullets to go. You know, just a hunk of metal.
In an interview with Variety, director Rupert Sanders stated that safety was a number one priority on set, and he elaborated that films are very dangerous on set, even without guns on set. For that reason, he banned the real guns from The Crow set and said,
Be kind of tempting fate, don't you think?
Yeah, The Crow.
And it's The Crow. Well, he said, quote, "I said categorically we will have no firing weapons on set, which means we didn't have one gun that would have a live round or a blank round anywhere near it ever, so no projectile could go in." If you'll remember, during the production of the original 1994 The Crow, an actor fired a gun set in the scene that ended up killing its star, Brandon Lee. The Crow, this new one, stars Bill Skarsgård as Erica Draven and FKA Twigs as Shelley, lovers who are brutally killed. The Crow opens in theaters this Friday.
FKA Twigs?
Yes.
Is that Shia LaBeouf sex?
Yes, it is.
Did she claim he was abusive?
Yes, she did.
Oh, wow.
Oof. Love is dead, everybody. Jennifer Lopez has officially filed for divorce from Ben Affleck in news that surprises no one. According to TMZ, Lopez filed the divorce papers in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Tuesday, 2 years to the date of their wedding ceremony. Oof. But Lopez listed April 26th as the date of their separation. TMZ reports that Lopez and Affleck did not have a prenuptial agreement. The couple has reportedly been negotiating a settlement for several months, but has yet to come to terms. Neither Lopez nor Affleck has publicly addressed their split as this news has broken out. This marks Lopez's fourth divorce. Affleck was previously married to actress Jennifer Garner, with whom he shares 3 children. Jennifer Lopez shares 2 children with her ex, Mark Anthony.
Not much of a surprise. Like a lot of people have been saying
it's been a while
for
now.
6 months or more that this was
the writing was
the writing was on the
wall. Bennifer, love is dead.
Although in other Affleck news, yesterday they put photos up of all the celebrities who were taking their kids to college, and Ben and Jennifer Garner, were taking their kids. He looked fine.
He looked fine.
I mean, he did have like a scraggly beard. I don't know.
Maybe he gets back together with Jennifer Garner. I don't know if she's moved on.
I think she has somebody.
She has,
or she's engaged, maybe.
Yeah, but it ain't Ben Affleck.
Fans of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker should not get their hopes up for a Joker 3. In a new Variety cover story, Joker Folie à Deux director Todd Phillips effectively ended any speculation of another sequel, saying, quote, "I think we've said what we wanted to say in this world." Instead, he says he would like to go back to making comedy movies. Sharing his belief that people really want comedies right now, Phillips explained, saying, quote, "The trailer for Joker 2 sort of sums things up when it says what the world needs now is love, but I would go farther. We could use a good laugh too."
I want to say that there was one scene in Joker that was dark humor, but hysterically funny. When he kills the mean clown and then the dwarf clown can't get out of the room because he can't read the flash.
I mean,
wait, what about it?
That was one of the funniest movie moments.
It was a nervous laugh where you didn't know whether should I laugh at this or also hurry up and like just jump and get him out of there.
It was awkward.
It was very awkward.
Hilariously awkward.
But kind of funny, I guess.
God.
He says that Phillips is not cutting off his partnership with Phoenix because he would like to work on a comedy movie with Joaquin because apparently he can be very loose and funny. Joker Folie à Deux will strut into theaters on October 4th.
If you're a Joaquin Phoenix fan from Joker or from, he was Commodus and Gladiator and so many other movies, if you want to see him as a kid, a child, the Steve Martin movie Parenthood.
Oh, yeah, he's so little in that.
So, yeah, right. He's a little boy, and he looks up to his sister, I think, is played by Martha Plimpton.
Yes.
And her boyfriend is Keanu Reeves, and it was one of Keanu's early roles, maybe around the same time as Bill and Ted.
Whoa.
But, yeah, it's a little Joaquin Phoenix. It's like a little miniature, shrunk-down Joaquin Phoenix in Parenthood.
Oh, nice. And finally, Snoop Dogg usually isn't willing to put out a blunt for just anyone, but he was willing to make a special exception for Sir Paul McCartney when they met for the first time. In a recent sit-down with Complex along with Dr. Dre, Snoop recalled an unexpected run-in with the Beatles member after a performance in Los Angeles. He was recently hanging out backstage, enjoying a blunt, when someone told him that Sir Paul McCartney wanted to meet him. Obviously, Snoop said yes, and he started putting out his smoke. But Paul told him to keep on toking. Snoop said, quote,
"Look, there's no need to put that out just when it comes to me. That's cool of you, Paul McKizzle."
Snoop says...
I was known to toke the weed back in the day myself.
Snoop
we were
said,
introduced
quote,
to it by Bob Dylan.
Cuz walks in the room like, "Don't put that down." Gives me a big hug, and he meets me, and it's like, F, Paul McCartney knows who the F Snoop Dogg is.
Yeah.
When asked if he'd be interested in the collaboration, Snoop quickly answered in the affirmative. He added, quote, "That's the experience that I love, when the people you respect you."
They should redo... what What was the one that he did with Michael? The Girl Is Mine. The duet he did with Michael Jackson. He should do one with Snoop. A version of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
With your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
I'm a lover, not a fizzle, Paul. That's a line from them.
Is it? A fight-tizzer? A fight-tizzle?
Keep Puffin away. They should have named you Puff Daddy instead of the other fella. All right.
Your Paul McCartney's good.
All right, thank you.
Work on your Snoop, though.
For shizzle. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show. It's coming up right after this.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday,
95.5 KLAQ Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden. I think I'm going to give away our tickets for Lamb of God before 8 o'clock. Woo! So I think in the next 30 minutes. That's the plan anyway.
Okay.
If I don't, that means
You forgot.
And you could put all the blame on Joanna.
What the hell?
For letting me forget. We have tickets for the Lamb of God and Mastodon show at the County Coliseum on Sunday. Be listening for your chance to win each morning this week. And I want to tell you about today's Ghost Song of the Day. We are celebrating August as August. In honor of the band Ghost. And what you want to do when you hear the song of the day, and I'll tell you what hour it's going to be in, and Joanna will even play a little bit of it for you so you'll recognize it for sure. You want to be caller 13. And we have a nice prize. A daily prize is the motion picture soundtrack from Ghost. Is it a concert movie?
It's a concert movie.
It's a concert
yes.
movie, okay. Called Right Here, Right Now. But the most important thing is, as a finalist, you're going to have a 1 in 22 chance of winning the grand prize for August. It's an autographed Phantom and guitar. Comes with the Hagstrom Hag Bag, and it is autographed by Tobias Forge.
I've seen it.
Is it in the building?
It is in the building.
Mm-hmm. Did he sign it Tobias or Papa Emeritus?
Or Mr. Forge?
I cannot make out the signature.
Anyway.
Senor Forge.
Suitable for framing. A great piece of rock memorabilia. Our Ghost Song of the Day is going to be in the 10 a.m. hour. So within an hour after the morning show ending, you're going to hear today's Ghost Song of the Day. And it is, I always have trouble with this one. I hope I'm saying it right. Cerice. Cerice. In the 10 o'clock hour, Joanna, can you play a little bit of that song for us?
Sure.
Okay, great.
I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart.
This goes hard.
I can see through the stars inside you.
Yeah, see? You spoke too soon, didn't you?
A candle casting a faint glow. You and I see eye to eye.
Sometime between 10 and 11 a.m. today, you're going to hear that song as soon as it comes on. Jump on the phone and call the studio line. If you call number 13, you're our daily winner. The studio line number, once again, is 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. We got a few calls. Actually, I got one call that kind of segues into an article that Joanna has up currently at KLAQ.com about the 5 most expensive neighborhoods in El Paso. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Buzz? And Joanna and Nico. The Mo Show. It's 5 Points, guys.
Hey, 5 Points.
Guys, I'm here working at Coronado Country Club, and why have I never been here before my entire 33 years of life in El Paso? Probably the first 2 years I couldn't walk, but still, I mean, beautiful. What a great little getaway. Like, this is honestly almost as good as Ruidoso, so it feels nice to be a rich person for a day, Buzz. How do I get a membership here, buddy? I'm kind of curious about that now. I don't mind getting a membership. Pretty sure I can't afford it. I don't have kids. Living life pretty good. But, all right, buddy, you have a good one, buddy. Take care. Have a great one. Bye, guys.
Wouldn't that be weird if you discovered an entire neighborhood after you've lived in a town your entire life and you just find this neighborhood I used to live at the
drive
top
over all the time.
I used to live at the very top of Thunderbird, so I'd drive past Coronado, and it's beautiful rolling hills and lush green fairways and super nice.
Well, and it just goes to show you that if your image of a certain part of the city is just brown, gray desert, that's not all of the city, and there are these green.
Now that
nice
describes Santa Fe.
There's nice areas.
So check out El Paso's 5 richest neighborhoods. Let me try and guess without reading, okay, Joanna? Probably Coronado Hills. There are multi-million-dollar houses up there. I'm going to say Upper Valley. And
well, how specific do you have to be with the neighborhood, Joanna?
Kern.
Apparently, they're very specific.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Kern is going to be a
Buzz is not off he's on the right track here.
Like the Willows. Is that specific enough?
Yes, that's specific enough.
Okay, is Kern on there?
I guess no, it's not.
Oh, come on. Like around Rim Road?
Uh-huh.
Those have you seen some of those castles?
I have.
Like literally castles.
Can you believe there's something more expensive than that?
Like up on the mountain, those houses that you can see way
you
up
could be
high
right
on the mountain.
because all I did was get like maps and like here's the area that they're talking about.
Okay.
Bear Ridge. Yeah, I know. See, Mountain Arroyos.
Bear Ridge is on the west side.
It's by Franklin.
But those houses, there's no way those houses are expensive as the ones on Rim Road and some of those old mansions in Kern.
Yeah, no, those are like the historic ones. Riverbend, the Willows. Yeah. High Ridge, that's also by Franklin.
Yeah. Where is Valley Creek South?
Dude, I'm so poor. I don't even know.
We're looking at a map. we're literally looking at the map of it.
This article just told me in like 7 different ways. You're poor.
I don't know of it. Nobody's ever told me I live in Valley Creek South.
Dude, look at the map and see where the streets are.
Did you see my first sentence?
Oh, you know what it's going to be?
Did you just exasperate at having to look into a map?
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out if I'd recognize anything. This is also the Upper Valley.
That is Upper Valley.
Yeah, that's Upper Valley.
That's like around Country Club and.
My opening sentence is: have you ever driven around El Paso and somehow wandered into what you deem a rich neighborhood? I have when I was invited to Buzz's house.
Oh yeah, because Buzz has a weird cul-de-sac kind of.
It's like a cul-de-sac,
but hidden.
Cul-de-sac. Yeah.
And so every time
it's almost like a secret entrance.
Every time
it kind of is.
Like the pizza guys have the hardest time.
Every time I would invite people over, I would have to go out to the street and then like flag them down.
And not even on my street. Go out to the street that runs perpendicular to my street and give them directions. It's here.
I finally figured out which one was Buzz's house when I opened the mailbox and looked in and
saw my mail.
And I was like, "Yep, this is it."
It's a federal offense, tampering with.
Get your mail out of there. There was like 2 weeks worth of correspondence in there.
Those houses up on, you know which ones I'm talking about, like on Crazy Cat Mountain?
Yeah.
They're just like stuck on the side of the hill. They look like these big places that they have in the Hollywood Hills.
Right.
You can't really go in there because those are all gated.
So this isn't like something that I just thought, here's what I think is a rich neighborhood. This is done by Channelosity, where they've compiled the list and then they give you like, here's how much the homes cost.
Is it based on home cost? And
yes.
Okay.
But the houses that are in these areas are over $300,000.
I will have this article going up
so poor.
shortly, as soon as Nico posted. After 18 months, they settled on the city manager for El Paso. We know who the new city manager is.
Who is it?
It is current deputy city manager, Dion Mack. Woo! And I wrote all about Dion Mack. She has been in El Paso for 14 years.
But she was a New York City librarian.
That is her bio. She started off as a librarian.
The head of Brooklyn Public Library, Crown Heights branch.
Are you just reading my article right now?
I am just reading your article right now, yeah.
This has not gone without controversy. She was approved by a vote of City Council 6-2. Regular citizens don't get to vote on who the city manager is going to be. It's a hiring decision. But Josh Acevedo, who one of the city council representatives, put a motion forward to delay another few months until early 2025 to make the decision. And council was actually deadlocked 4-4. Mayor Oscar Leeser broke the tie because it's been 18 months already that they've had this going on. All four of the finalists were current El Paso people who worked for the city of El Paso. So I guess I like that.
Good.
This is only the third city manager that El Paso's ever had. And both of the previous city managers had been recruited from outside El Paso. So their four finalists were all, worthy candidates, I would say. But they finally settled on Dion Mack, who will move up from deputy city manager to city manager. And they didn't have a whole lot about her, compensation package or whatever. That's one of those jobs where they put it in the newspaper. You know how much the city manager's making.
I guess it is public news. It's,
I think a lot of times they also put out like how much each employee at UTEP makes a year and what the compensation package is for city employees. Joanna's Tricky Falls reopening. I keep seeing this headline come up in my feed. Why?
No, it's not.
Okay. There's a thing that says if you're reading an online article and it asks a question, the answer is almost always no.
No, that's not true. You have to read the article to find out.
Is Tricky Falls reopening? Recent clues had fans buzzing.
A buzzing.
Like what? What made them think that it was going to reopen?
On social media, it'll tell you when somebody updates their photos and stuff. And Tricky Falls' social media had recently done an update, and they updated their photo, and it got a lot of people thinking, oh my God, are you guys opening back up?
Oh, that is interesting.
And they did respond. They're not. Bum, bum.
Didn't Jim Ward own Tricky Falls?
I guess he did, yeah. They did say that while the venue is not reopening up anywhere else, they are promoting shows. And one of the first shows they're promoting is Jim Ward at Love Buzz.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
There's a new study out that shows that insured drivers who have insurance, prefer paying out of pocket than filing a claim with their insurance company. 73% of insured drivers say they would just rather pay out of pocket. How come? I guess if you're in an accident, your insurance rates go up as a result.
Right.
Is that how it works? I have no idea how the insurance industry works.
You pay into it every month, and then if you have an accident, they're supposed to cover.
I always see in movies where they get in an accident and they're like, let's do this without getting our insurance involved. I don't want my rates to go up.
Joanna says in movies because she doesn't drive.
Joanna can drive.
I said she doesn't drive. I didn't say she couldn't.
I don't have a car.
I didn't say she couldn't.
Everybody's supposed to be insured, right? But this is El Paso, and I think we know that we are well below 100% insured motorists in El Paso. But 73% of people who have insurance say that they prefer paying out of pocket. That seems kind of crazy to me. Anyway.
You just had an accident. At Out-of-Pocket Insurance, we take the hassle out of filling out a bunch of online forms. And just like a lot of insurance companies, you'll never meet us, talk to us, or even have an online chat. We don't even have offices or agents around town. Hey, you don't like hassles, and neither do we. So sign up today, and the next time you're in an accident...
Oh, man, I'm sorry. My bad. I got out-of-pocket insurance.
I got out-of-pocket insurance.
Oh, so we're good, right?
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Don't worry about it.
Out-of-pocket insurance.
Artist interview, Zoo Music music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Requires eligible plan coverage and other restrictions apply. Visit att.com/onenetwork for details.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Interman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
I need to make up for lost time here and give away the tickets for Lamb of God and Mastodon on Sunday at the El Paso County Coliseum. I hope they have stress tested some of the support beams in the old county Coliseum.
Is it this Sunday?
It's this Sunday. It's going to be loud. Lamb of God, Mastodon, Malevolence, and special guest Kerry King of Slayer are all performing this Sunday at the El Paso County Coliseum. So I'll give those away here in just a second, get us back on track. Have you heard the famous story that was depicted in The Dirt, both the book and the TV movie that they made about Motley Crue? The story about Ozzy Osbourne. Well, there are a lot of stories about Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off a bat, peeing on the Alamo and being banned from San Antonio for almost 20 years, and snorting a line of red ants off the ground.
I have heard each of those stories
You've heard all of them.
separately, separate times, yeah.
Tommy Lee was there, and he is giving some more details about that story. Apparently, the story is even grosser than the version that we've all heard.
Which one are you talking about?
The red ants.
Okay.
So in The Dirt, they're hanging out by the hotel pool, Motley Crue is, and Ozzy comes down. Of course, they loved Ozzy, looked up to Ozzy, but it was those crazy days when they were just trying to do the sickest or grossest thing that anybody could imagine. Ozzy Osbourne really did snort a line of ants off the ground in 1984, according to Tommy Lee. But Tommy Lee has given more about that story that makes it even, I think, more disgusting. The ant snorting incident happened in 1984 when Ozzy was on tour with Motley Crue as a supporting band. They were all at a Four Seasons hotel pool and extremely wasted, of course. And they were just trying to look for something shocking to do. So Ozzy snorted up a line of red ants off the ground. In a new interview, though, Tommy Lee added some details that take this legend to an entirely new, demented level. Supposedly, Nikki Sixx decided he was going to outdo Ozzy. So he whipped out his dong right there in front of everybody at the pool, peed on the ground, and his plan was I am sorry, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the point in the story where it gets pretty gross.
Okay.
Fair warning.
Okay.
What Nikki says he had planned to do was he was going to pee on the ground and then lick it up.
Oh.
You're gross, dude.
Like the Kiss song. I'm not making this up. I'm just reporting it.
You're so gross.
Ozzy beat him to it, though. Before Nikki could get down there, Ozzy got down on the ground and licked up the urine. So Motley Crue bowed out and admitted defeat. But wait, it gets even worse.
But wait,
well, there's more.
As you might imagine, the Four Seasons frowns on this sort of poolside behavior.
A little.
So they kicked him out of the pool area. So Tommy took it upon himself to take Ozzy back to his room because, again, everybody was really wasted and Ozzy was extremely wasted. Tommy says in a new interview, this is the part of the story people had never heard before, in the elevator on the way up, with other hotel guests in there, Ozzy dropped trowel and pooped right on the floor of the elevator.
Oh, Ozzy.
Sounds about right.
Tommy had enough by that point, he said, but Ozzy still wasn't finished. When they got to his room, he pooped again. And Tommy says when he left, Ozzy had begun painting the walls with it.
Oh, God.
That's the kind of thing people in mental asylums do, right?
Or people who are just like...
Here's what Tommy said.
People who are banned from hotels.
Tommy says at that time, 1984, it was just kind of a thing. Everybody was trying to out rock star and out gross everybody else, like out partying. That doesn't sound like partying. Anything that involves scat is usually, I don't associate that with
scat.
Good times.
Good times, but yeah, the story is even more demented than the version
that is insane,
that
dude.
we've heard before. Lamb of God is going to be headlining this major metal monstrosity on Sunday at the El Paso County Coliseum. We've got tickets. If you could be calling number 10 right now, use the studio line to get in. It's 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. Give us a call right now, and caller 10 is going to get the tickets for this Sunday. Again, not just Lamb of God. Mastodon is going to be there. Malevolence is going to be there. Special guest Kerry King of the legendary Slayer is also going to be part of the bill. All going down. I wonder if those zoo animals across the street from the Coliseum will be able to get any sleep.
No.
Because it's going to be so loud.
Probably not. Yeah.
Caller 10 gets the tickets now. Call the studio line once again, 915-910-4995. While Joanne is taking care of caller 10, Nico has news headlines coming up next.
I do. The World Health Organization says Mpox is not the new COVID.
Monkey,
Thank God.
is that monkey?
I will have the details next in news.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Macy's and make the best one yet. Check out Macy's.com/back to school today.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
We're into the 8 o'clock hour. Congratulations to our winner of the Lamb of God ticket. Who was the winner, Joanna? Do you have it right?
Yeah,
Andy?
our winner was Danny.
Danny.
Good job, man.
We're going to have tickets tomorrow morning and Friday morning for Lamb of God, Mastodon, Malevolence, and Kerry King for Slayer at the County Coliseum this Sunday. We're all set to get into news headlines, but Nico, you wanted to play a neckline call. You felt like you had to defend yourself over something?
I do feel like I have to defend myself over something. So yesterday, we were talking about farts, I believe.
Farts.
And Taylor Swift, whether she does it or not.
In front of well, this was your topic. You own this one.
I do own this one.
Nico brought up, I wonder if Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce
have farted in the relationship, which I thought was an interesting
right
off the head. But anyways, somebody disagrees.
Oh.
All right. Anytime.
Do you have me potted up?
Now I do.
Good morning, Buzz. Hey, listen, I just wanted to share something with you. I've been listening to you since Patty was on the show with you. And I just wanted to let you know that I watched the Obamas, Michelle and Barack, speak last night. And I just want you to think about how important it is to use your platform to reach out to the people that are otherwise undecided about which way they're going to go. If you can just reach one person in the next 76 days, just one person to convince them that their vote really counts and it's really important, then you've succeeded. On the other hand, if you would rather, join the younger crowd like Nico, and talking about farts all morning, hey, you know what? Then your show will go the way of the man of 1,000 voices. So please keep that in mind and think about the importance of what's at hand right now. Thank you.
He was mad that we didn't talk more about politics yesterday.
I think we talked enough about politics.
People get mad when we talk about it.
Granted,
That's true,
the conversation about Travis and Taylor's fart status ate up about 30 minutes of the show. I'm not going to lie.
It's not our
but
fault
it wasn't
that
the
people
whole
were
show.
sending us funny things
Right?
and messages.
Yeah, and their own neckline calls about it. And
Obviously, it was a topic people wanted to talk about.
I don't just want to talk about farts every day.
Obviously, we're not going to talk about farts all the time,
But,
sir.
dude, relax.
Sometimes people need a break.
I think I think he kind of wants you to do the hard politics stuff that you could do if you wanted to, but
sure,
but not everybody wants
Which
to
I
do.
think Buzz does a good job of that.
Of balance, right?
Yes.
So,
Wow,
I'm
dude.
very balanced.
That guy probably is like, I don't fart at all.
and then that your show's going to go the way of the man with 1,000 voices. You mean the way of Mel Blanc?
That would be a good way to
That would be a
go.
good way
I
to
mean,
go.
he's legend. If that's who he's talking about. All right, you ready to jump into news? We're gonna have to break.
So upset
because wait, you took that personal because it was your topic.
That Nico only wants to talk about farts. As if I'm the one that only wants to talk about farts all the time.
You should stop talking about farts.
There is a market.
That's what
for
that guy
farts.
sounds like.
And now a fart market.
Whoops.
What did you say?
He said there's a market for farts. A fart market.
Okay, let's hear it.
It begins
now.
Time for our news headlines. Nico Ajimian brings us our top stories of the day. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
I could talk politics all morning long, but we've got several other kinds of stories. Well, the 9th visit to the Middle East since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out is over for Secretary of State Antony Blinken. And again, he's returning without a ceasefire deal being reached. After meeting with his counterparts in Egypt and Qatar, Blinken said that Israel had agreed to new proposals that bridged gaps with Hamas, but the militant group has yet to agree. Few details were released about the proposed deal, but Hamas said yesterday that the latest proposal was a reversal of what it had agreed to, and there was no immediate response to that from the U.S. Hamas is still believed to be holding around 110 hostages from October 7th, where over 1,000 people were killed. Israel's military announced yesterday that it had recovered the bodies of 6 more of the hostages.
Hamas wants to stay in power. They want Israel to pull out military forces, and they want to stay in charge of the region.
With hostages? I mean, you can't...
Well, I think maybe the ceasefire is they would release the hostages.
Yes.
But they want Israel to pull out. And what? Just wait until the Hamas musters up enough manpower to pull off another attack? After something like that happens, they're just going to leave you in charge? I think that's the sticking point right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. We have a call from ODG about...
I heard it.
Yeah. And it's interesting that people don't see Hamas as these terrorists who are using these civilians as human shields almost. And saying,
well, the civilians need to stop putting up with it. And I know that's easier said than done because they'll kill you,
right?
You know, if you stand up to somebody like Hamas. But I just don't think you could leave those murderers in charge of that region when they still, to this day, are saying that their ultimate goal is to push Israel into the sea.
Well, while some have veered into conspiracy theories that the health emergency declared over Mpox by the World Health Organization could be an excuse to put lockdowns into effect similar to what happened with COVID, the agency itself is saying not so fast. The World Health Organization's European director Hans Kluge said in a media briefing in Geneva yesterday that Mpox is not the new COVID. We know how to control Mpox. Do you want me to say monkeypox? Or do you not like?
I've heard him calling it Mpox.
It's I think
it's monkeypox.
I think Mpox is just less inflammatory.
I think they're going to hold off doing a shutdown. I mean, it would have to be something at least equally as deadly as COVID.
It would. Saying the emergency mainly deals with conditions in Europe, Kluge addressed the rumors directly, saying, "Are we going to go into lockdown in the WHO European region as if it's another COVID-19? No. The answer is clearly no.
Okay.
Nicole Shanahan, the running mate for independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., gave an indication that the campaign trail may be nearing its end for the duo, saying they're looking at two options. Shanahan said they could stay in and form a new party, or we walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump. Shanahan said in a statement to ABC News that the move would require a significant commitment by Trump to give Bobby true authority to execute. She didn't give any further details on what that might look like, however. So the RFK Jr. campaign is now in a wait and see mode.
Do you want to hear a little bit?
I'm playing it.
We walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump, and you know, we walk away from that and we explain to our base why we're making this decision.
Which is interesting
and I
because
was looking forward to being the first vocal fry person to be elected vice president of the United States.
Well, it's interesting how they're now saying, well, we have to give a significant commitment to Trump, but they had just been asking Kamala Harris for a guaranteed cabinet post if Robert F. Kennedy endorsed her. So it sounds like they don't have any real principles behind anything. They just want a position in government.
Let me stop after this story and get a break in, so we'll be back on track, and we'll come back and finish up the news. But, you know, I've been aware of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He used to be on a political panel show called Ring of Fire. He's the son of the former Attorney General, part of America's biggest political dynasty, about as close to a royal family of Americans as you could get. And I always wondered, for somebody who's so educated and intelligent and is right about so many things, how is RFK so wrong about vaccines? You know, he, along with a couple of others, Jenny McCarthy, that Andrew Wakefield doctor who came up with the whole conspiracy, he's as responsible as anybody else for pushing anti-vax nonsense. And it's like, how do I reconcile this intelligent, educated man with that? And then, now that he's running for president, a bunch of stuff came out. He's weird. That's the explanation.
I like how you want to get to a break, but you keep talking.
Right.
Why don't you not tell me how to do the show until you show up on time?
I'm just kidding.
The day that you're here before the show actually begins is the day you can critique. I found a bear cub, and I was gonna eat it. And so I was gonna put it in my fridge, but I forgot to. So then I went and planted it in the park as a prank, and I got worms in my brain, and I ate a dog. Yeah, he's weird all along. Who else knows what else is out there about RFK? But the point I was arriving at, Nico, was that there was a report that he had tried to reach out to Kamala Harris's campaign to angle for a cabinet position if he would throw his support to her. And reportedly, he's now doing the same thing with Donald Trump. So he's willing to work for either one of these people if they'll have him. And I mean, I think there's still more cuckoo, bizarre stories about RFK that have not yet come out. Anyway, supposedly he's put the touch on both candidates. Hey, if I drop out and throw my support, will you reward me with some plum cabinet position?
Hello, your favorite president, Donald Trump speaking.
Hi, Donald. It's Robert Kennedy Jr.
Hey, how are you doing, Bobby?
I just wanted to let you know that I'm dropping out, and I want to join you.
You want to what? I can't understand a word you're saying.
I want to join you.
You want to buy some shoes? Go buy some shoes then, Bobby.
No. I want to team up with...
You want to team up with Rod Carew, the old baseball player?
No, forget it. I'm back in the rabbit. Hey.
You're going to slap my face? Oh, no, you're not, Bobby. I'm hanging up now.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
A car show plus legendary actors and voice actors. Visit SoldierCon on Facebook or Instagram or c4soldiercon.com for more info and tickets.
Originating in El Paso for El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
All right, we're set to get back in news. This will kind of put us back on track for the 8 o'clock hour. We also are going to remind you about the Ghost Song of the Day coming up in just a few minutes. Got a lot of calls coming in about the caller who was very disappointed that we took up your topic about whether or not Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are at the point in their relationship where they break wind in front of each other.
I am aghast at...
Are they fartificial yet?
Right, are they fartificial? Fartficial.
So let me just get to a couple of these calls.
Hey guys, I'm calling to respond to the guy who left the neckline call about listening since Patty was on the show, and that we're talking about too much farting and not enough politics, and that it's going to ruin the show. Well, as a fellow person who has been listening since Patty was on the show and a first-time caller for this entire time, I want to let you know that I had a colostomy bag for 6 months, and gas would still happen. It would fill up with air to the point where you had to release the pressure from the colostomy bag.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Dude, this is just like his calm delivery and everything. It's
awesome.
Just, let me tell you about my colostomy bag.
My colostomy farts.
So I would have to crack the seal and push out the air. And man, oh man, you have never smelled something like a colostomy bag fart. Listen, man, the slapstick, the humor, that's what's built this show since the 90s. And if you want all politics, change the station. But you don't, because you're still listening. Take care, guys.
Thank you, colostomy guy.
Oh my God,
Colostomy guy.
Colostomy bag guy.
The colostomy guy, we just got a new one.
He's my new favorite.
Oh my God, that was hilarious, dude.
First time caller after 30 years.
So Joanna, in the break we were talking about this call, and Buzz was like, so the bag just fills with farts? And I'm like, yeah, the bag. He's like, and you have a fart bag.
What does the
You could just like on command set free a fart from the colostomy bag.
I only have a very vague idea of what a colostomy bag is. I don't know what it connects to. Does it go to your butt?
What does it connect to?
So a colostomy is where like they resect part of the large intestine and then it will come out. So
and it drains. This is so gross.
Yeah,
maybe as gross as the Ozzy story. A lot of people called to comment on that one as well.
Yeah, you're excreting through the bag instead of the normal route.
Hey, Buzz. I got to agree with the caller that called in about with Nico's conversation about, or topic about farting and stuff. I mean, yeah, you have a big platform where a lot of listeners are listening, and you know, pretty much that kind of conversation right there, it's like an elementary conversation.
You're getting no argument from me.
Nope.
Children talking. I mean, talk about farts and everything. I mean, I listen to your show because it's more of an adult conversation, even if it's not politics. I think just keep it more like an adult conversation, adult view. I mean, I could probably listen to elementary kids talk about whose fart stinks and stuff like that. But I really don't want to hear that on the radio or on your station. If I wanted to listen to someone talking about farts, I should turn into another station where I don't want to mention the other radio station, but they usually talk about juvenile stuff and teenage crap, you know. Well, you guys have a good morning.
The original caller who was disappointed that we were talking about farts said that if we do that, we're going to go the way of the man of 1,000 voices. I always thought that was Mel Blanc, the guy who did the Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all of those characters. Is that who he's talking about? Well, he called back.
Hey, Mo Show, I forgot one thing. Just to let you know, the man of 1,000 voices used to be on your sister station. Where is he? I'm just saying, Buzz, if you keep going this way with these, well, anyway, I'm just saying you're going to end up the same way. Man of 1,000 voices. You know who he is.
I don't.
Who is it? Our sister station.
I have never worked with anybody on any of our radio stations that I've heard described as the man of 1,000 voices. I can't even imagine who that would be. Can you?
Me? No. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't, honestly, I don't know who you're talking about.
Be more specific, anti-fart guy.
I honestly don't know who you're referring to.
He calls back and then he tries to clarify that he meant if you can convince one person per day, that would be 76 people that you might even be able to convince, and that's the point of the platform. He says that the only
For
reason...
voting, you mean?
Yeah, and he says it's obvious that the topic was just so Nico could get ideas for his stand-up show. Dude, look, if I could make...
Look, Nico's the one that brought up the whole fart thing, but I'm the one who said, let us know when you fart in the relationship.
And honestly, if I could get away doing just plain old fart jokes all the time on stage, I would do it. I would absolutely do it. They don't work as well as you think.
All right, let's wrap this up. Let's get to the remainder of our news headlines. What else do we have in the news today?
All right. Well, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a new law that into effect earlier this month that will ban physical punishment in private schools in the state when it goes into effect in January. The new law will put Illinois on the short list of states that have banned paddling, spanking, or hitting in every school, including both public and private.
I'm sure I've asked you guys before, but when you were in school, did anybody ever get swats or paddled by a principal or teacher?
No, they go to jail. They go to jail.
Joanna, same? Oh, maybe she's screening some calls.
She's screening a call.
What?
Did you get...
People got swats. I got swats like my junior year of high school.
But how long ago did you go to high school?
How long ago?
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Okay.
Almost 40 years ago. Not quite, but...
It seems like just yesterday.
And they got what? Swats?
Yeah, swats. You didn't get swats when you went to school. Did anybody in the entire school get swats?
No.
I was like, they would go to jail. Whoever did that.
Yeah, that's a felony.
That's a felony these days, buddy.
You kids are soft.
Well, apparently it's still legal in Texas, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The other states that have bans like this, the only ones are New Jersey, Iowa, Maryland, and New York.
I mean, the common wisdom that I had was, well, this is because nobody wants their kids to be held responsible for their misbehavior. But the more I thought about it, especially after I became a parent, how do I know there's not some perverted teacher who just gets off on paddling, kids' bottoms? How do you know? How do you know that your kid is being justifiably punished? What if they didn't really do the thing that they're accused of doing? Mm-hmm. Also, what lesson does that tell you? I am in a position of authority over you, therefore I can beat you physically. So,
no, absolutely. Well, Boeing's bad news year is continuing. An incident in March where a LATAM Airlines plane went into a sharp dive after a seat in the cockpit jolted forward and disconnected the autopilot is now leading to inspections of the company. The Federal Aviation Administration has ordered inspections of hundreds of Boeing 787 Dreamliners, with 150 of the planes registered in the U.S., and 737 airplanes affected worldwide. A Boeing spokesperson said in response to the order that the company fully supports this directive. Do you know what Lego means?
It means your foot is going to really hurt if you walk through the house in the dark, if you have kids.
Turns out Lego is an acronym. They are a favorite toy, but the big question, what does the name Lego mean? Well, back in 1932, founder Ole Kirk Christensen is said to have created the legendary name by abbreviating the Danish Leg Godt, translating as play well.
Mm-hmm.
So Legot became Lego. Legos are so popular that if you have a vintage set from the 30s or around that time in box, there's a 400% return rate.
Does it have to be like unopened, mint condition?
Yes, it does. Those are the only things people want to buy.
A friend of mine back home, one of my friends from school, high school, Jeff Alexander, really went heavy into the action figure market. Like the Todd McFarlane Spawn action figures. And he's got a room where they just lined the walls everywhere.
Do you think that's cool?
I don't think it worked out as an investment for him. My brother and I got like Star Wars action figures when we were kids. Star Wars came out when I was like in 4th grade. So
nice.
But we immediately took them out of the boxes and shot them with BB guns. And, we played with them. We wore them out. Also, the action figures came with these tiny little like blasters and lightsabers and stuff.
And they always got lost, probably.
They always got swept up in my mom's vacuum cleaner.
Ugh.
Like we would go through a process every week where we go empty out the bag just to find all our lost Han Solo's blaster and Greedo's blaster and a Tusken Raiders desert stick.
That's hilarious.
It all got swept up.
And finally, Polywana lawsuit. It's bad enough to need an emotional just support in general, but it's worse when that emotional support leads you into court. Meryl Lesser was faced with eviction from her Manhattan apartment over her 3 emotional support parrots. A neighbor started complaining about the noise the birds made, which led the Department of Housing and Urban Development to find probable cause that Lesser's fair housing rights had been violated by the property owner's eviction attempt in response to the complaints. The consent decree accepted by a federal court says that the Rutherford 175-unit co-op building where Lesser lived with her parrots, Layla, Ginger, and Curtis, will pay her $165,000 and buy her shares in the co-op for $500,000.
Wow.
The deal is the largest recovery ever by the government for a person with disabilities whose housing provider denied them their right to have an assistance animal. Parrots.
We had a parakeet, not a parrot, but that was a pretty messy pet. You don't think they make a big mess.
Oh yeah, they poop everywhere and they fly around.
Yeah, they're pooping all the time. We have a live call.
With the news, Nico.
Let's talk to Jasmine or Jasmine.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Jasmine. How do you say your name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Great. All right. What's up?
No, nothing. So I was calling because earlier you guys were talking about, if paddling or, swatting in schools, that was still a thing. So I had called in to share my experience. So I'm only 34. I'm fairly young, from El Paso. I went to a private school where paddling very much was a thing here. We were based off of a demerit point. So if you reached 5 demerits, you were subjected to 3 swats. The only thing is, with me is I would try to beat the system and load up and, try to make sure that I was padded before this. And when I was calling, I was, oh my gosh. So I remember one specific time. They had already told me this was going to happen. I had put on, I don't even remember how many pairs of underwear. So they told me, Sister so-and-so is going to do this. We already heard. She has a heavy hand. So as soon as that paddle hit, she had asked me, what do you have under there? And I said, no, nothing. I don't have anything. So she had me go to the bathroom, remove what I had on. And I swear that woman hit me harder just for that.
What were some of the, give me an example of what would count as a demerit.
Like, what did you do?
So a demerit, like if you were late, if you were chewing gum, that was automatically 3. Because it was a private school, like if you forgot your Bible or something, I think that was also
if you forgot your Bible.
Class. Yeah, like little things like that. But I would say like chewing gum, if you forgot like scripture and stuff like that.
If you forgot scripture. That's interesting that it sounds like it was a pretty conservative religious.
Sounds like a Catholic school.
No,
it doesn't. It sounds evangelical. It's a what? It was a what?
It was a Christian school.
Yeah, they're really big into, spare the rod and spoil the child, I guess. And your parents were okay with this?
They were. I mean, we would have to go home, send the slip, and they would have to sign off on it.
My parents always told me, and I'm sure a lot of people in my generation before heard the same thing. If you get in so much trouble at school that you get swats, you're going to get more swats when you come home. And I'm like, well, what if the teacher's a jerk?
Exactly.
Right. All right. Thanks, Jasmine.
Thanks. You guys have a good one.
All right. Appreciate it. Yeah. So the original story was they're passing a law in, is it Illinois, Pritzer?
Yes.
In Illinois that would ban swatting at private schools, which makes me think
They already have it
in
public, right?
One other call before we have to take a break here. And we're going to come back and let you know what the ghost song of the day is going to be and what hour it's going to be played in. Let's get this call real quick.
Buzz. I just wanted to explain to you about something real quick about the Man of 1,000 Voices. Back when Lisa and Brandon were on the show, that is the only period. That is the only time, and it's towards the end of their tenure there. I stopped listening, and in return, I started listening to your sister station with Mike Martinez and Trisha, and he claimed to be the Man of 1,000 Voices.
Hey, listen, Mike was a very good DJ, but I've never heard him do an impression.
So I heard him. And you know, he was a funny guy, but you know, they got rid of Trisha, and then the next thing you know, Iris is there, and the next thing you know, Mike is gone. And I think it's only fair to say that progress, brother, progress. And yeah,
Let's hear him out.
Think about it. If these young people that are on your show now have their way, you're going to be gone too.
Oh my God!
These young people are like 35 years old.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, thank you. And pretty much wherever Buzz goes, I go. So.
Good morning, Mo Show. Hey,
I'm not gonna
Nico,
stay here
am I
long.
the only one that caught the Buzz make it sound like he was like 5 or 10 years old when the first Star Wars came out? When Star Wars came out, he was like a senior in high school. It came out like in 1977. Come on, Buzz. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
I was 9 years old when it came. I was 9.
Yeah, dude, sorry.
when it came out.
Buzz graduated from high school in 80, right?
No, in 85.
Oh, okay.
Now, Star Wars came out. I was right in the sweet spot for that movie. I was all about it, man. It was a phenomenon. They did news stories about how long the lines were to wait and see Star Wars.
What about the toys? Were people as crazed about the toys as they were about the movies?
When they first put out a line of action figures, that was the must-have. This is all I want for Christmas. Christmas 77, get me these. They started advertising them, and they had not even made the toys yet. They were advertising on TV that you could pay ahead of time and reserve your action figures when they came out. Those are probably worth a lot of money in mint. Those are actually probably worth a lot of money in mint condition, but like I say, our dogs chewed on some of them. We played with our toys hard, but yeah, 9, dude, when Star Wars came out.
A lot of people in our app chat are letting us know about their corporal punishment growing up.
Right.
How about at home? Did you ever get swatted by your parents at home? Okay.
No, they didn't have a paddle with like
What would they
holes in
use?
it and the word justice emblazoned, but their hand. What are you talking about?
Not a belt? That was my parents' go-to. It's like,
No, not
God made
often.
belts for holding up pants and swatting butts.
Well, I got my mouth washed out with soap, actual soap put in my mouth. My dad had a big ring that he would flick us on the head with.
Ow.
Yeah.
That sounds very unpleasant. Joanna, swats at home?
I don't
or-
remember hitting swats, but I do remember as a teenager answering back a lot. And let's just say my mom has a powerful hand.
All right, let's get a break in here.
The pimp hand is strong.
We have had
Bitch slapped me one time. Looking back, I'm like, yeah, I
Did you deserve
deserved
it? Yeah, okay.
We have had a ton of calls come in just in the amount of time you were doing the news. A lot about the car insurance earlier. 73% of people who have automobile insurance prefer to pay out of pocket was the statistic.
I think I need somebody to explain insurance.
You pay a monthly premium, whatever it is.
Okay, what's that? And
That's the amount you pay, and it's based
what's
on
the
your
difference
driving
between
record.
the deductible and that?
Well, every insurance policy comes with most do come with a deductible, meaning you've got to pay the first $500 out of pocket, and then it covers everything above that. Or you don't pay as much for the insurance, but you have to cover $1,000 deductible.
Whose insurance covers the damage? Theirs or mine?
Whoever's at fault, if they have insurance, which is not a, that's not a certain thing in El Paso. That
Don't get your hopes up in El Paso.
This is pretty simple stuff, right?
I guess.
Do you not have car insurance?
Of course I have car insurance.
You do?
Yeah, of
but
course.
you don't know how it works.
No.
Why would 73% of people not use their car insurance? I guess because they don't want the rates to go. Anyway, a lot of people are calling about that topic.
Cool.
So if you don't like farts and you want to talk about something boring, car insurance. That's what we're doing now. You asked for it, you got it. We're going to do a deep dive into automobile insurance right after this.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from AC/DC to Alice in Chains to God.
With Boost Mobile, after 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Interman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, Joanna, can you bring up our ghost song of the day so we can let people know what it sounds like?
Oh, it's almost the end of August. Can you believe that? Or we're halfway through.
Yeah, we got a week and a half left in it. Every day, Monday through Friday, we play a ghost song of the day. When you hear it, if you're the 13th caller, you automatically win Ghost movie soundtrack Right Here, Right Now, which is a nice prize. But more importantly, you're in the running for the grand prize at the end of August. It's an autographed guitar, a Phantom guitar from Hagstrom. It comes with the Hag case, an over $2,000 value, plus it's autographed by Tobias Forge of Ghost. And our song is going to be in the 10 o'clock hour today. So between 10 and 11 o'clock, you're listening for the Ghost song, and I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing it right, but this is what Joanna says. It's called Cerise.
No, I don't even know if
psoriasis?
I'm saying it right.
No, it's not a word that I'm familiar with, but it is a go.
How's it spelled?
Cirice.
Cersei.
Cerise. I'm not sure. But Joanna's going to play a little. It doesn't matter how the song is pronounced. You just need to know what it sounds like.
Hear it, yeah,
All right,
sure.
listen for this in the 10 o'clock hour.
I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you. A candle casting a faint glow. You and I see eye to eye.
All right, that is. I'm going to go with Cerise.
Pod me up because I have a. I think
You're
this
up.
is how you say it.
You are looking at Julian's
Never mind. It's going to go through the whole thing. Never mind.
Oh, is it that one dude that tries to teach you how to pronounce the song word? And
Yes, it is that
there's
guy.
like a long ass intro. It's like get to the word, dude.
You're familiar with this?
Yeah, because there's times where I'm all, I know Buzz is going to correct me on this. I got to find out how to say it correctly.
Let's see if it does it.
You just got to fast forward a bit.
Pronunciation, a song name by the Swedish rock band Ghost. From Old English.
Yeah, this guy takes forever.
Church.
Meaning what?
Church.
Chiriche.
Okay.
Chiriche.
I've never heard of
English. Chiriche.
I'm getting some big
Never.
ASMR vibes off of this guy's voice.
Chiriche.
Are you getting tingles?
No, not really.
Chiriche.
Chiriche. Huh. Now, do we trust this guy? Is he a reliable
source? I love seeing this guy's videos because always in the comments people are like, that's not how you say it.
Chiriche. Okay. We've got a lot of calls coming in, but I also have random facts that I want to get to. Let me see. Here's somebody who wants to explain auto insurance. The statistic earlier today, and it was hard for me to believe, I'm not sure I do still, 73% of people who have car insurance prefer to pay out of pocket if they have an accident instead of getting the insurance involved. So you're just paying insurance because you're required? I mean, that's why you're carrying the insurance, because you're required to? You know, you can't get a registration sticker, for instance, without insurance. You're supposed to provide proof of insurance. You didn't know that?
No, I'm just kidding.
The way you're looking at me. Alberto told me that he can't afford insurance, but he knows a guy who will pass you and say that you have insurance so that you can go to the tag office. He still gets a state inspection, yeah. He still gets a state inspection, but he's got a guy who will overlook the fact that you don't have insurance. He says you got to pay extra, though, for that.
Hey, Nico, I'll explain auto insurance. Yeah. So you pay a high monthly premium. Your deductible is usually so high you don't even want to fix what's messed up. Everything's high because you're paying for everybody who's a bad driver already and who doesn't have insurance. And usually the people who hit you don't have insurance. So it's a lose-lose either way, my man. That's probably the biggest racket we don't talk about. It's probably like big oil, big pharma, and then insurance. They make moves, man. Just to give you an example, that whole not needing the inspection stickers, everybody's rates are going to go up. I guarantee you. It's just an excuse. Anyways, have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. In Texas, it's going to start that we don't need to have the inspection stickers anymore.
You don't have to go and get the inspection done?
Mm-mm.
You're probably still going to have to show proof of insurance when you go get your tags.
Probably.
Which is every year.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I used to be in the car insurance business. I got out a little over a year ago, but I was in that for about 13 years. And while I can't say that stat is correct, because obviously if we had clients out there that were in accidents and paid out of our pocket, we would have never known about it. But I have had clients who would call me for advice. As an agent, I wasn't the actual company, so they would call and they would confide with me and say, "Look, this happened. What do you suggest? Do you think I should file a claim or not?" And I've had at least a couple who we're talking, when they describe it, we're talking $3,000-$4,000 in damage, if not more. And they don't want to file a claim, which just makes zero sense to me. That's what insurance is for.
This whole conversation ought to offset the silliness of the fart conversation.
Yeah, obviously, honestly.
Right.
Insurance.
I just realized I started daydreaming as the guy was talking about insurance.
This is Cousin Ian, I believe.
Joanna, I don't have time for random facts. There's only 3 of them.
No.
Okay, we'll take a break then, and we'll come back. Random facts on the way. Think about this for a second, without looking it up. What was the first man-made thing to break the sound barrier? Probably a plane, right?
No.
A fart.
Yeah,
a fart. You think those move so fast?
The smell barrier.
Those waft.
Yeah.
And you guys are back to talking about farts again.
What's the first thing to break the sound barrier?
The first human invention to break the sound barrier.
A whip.
We're going to find out coming up in just a moment.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, August 21st.
It's Internet Self-Care Day.
Sounds like an oxymoron.
It's also Brazilian Blowout Day. That's the hair thing, not the
butt thing.
Plus, stock up on hard candy because it's Senior Citizens Day since Reagan made that proclamation in 1988.
Make it so.
And finally, it's Spumoni Day. Spumoni is ice cream and it's delicious.
Unless you get a nut or a piece of a cherry.
Ooh, what the hell?
That's your Daily Calendar.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Or Chrysler, Dodge, GI Gen at Center Park Drive or online at centerparkdodge.com. Includes factory rebate and dealer discount plus TTNL. On select vehicles, offers not combined.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
All right, our show producer, Joanna Barba, has let us know we can't get behind on breaks this hour.
Joanna, if corporal punishment was available to you as an option, would you use it on Buzz?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do I tell him every time? I'm going to strangle you.
Yeah, that's true. Like in our ear, I'm going to strangle you.
I will stab you.
What's the worst trouble you've ever gotten into?
I just don't want to continue getting emails from like,
oh, yeah.
Hey, why did these commercials
like
not run
Heather
on time?
from corporate.
Heather, Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Also, I got to clarify something that I said earlier about the state inspection stickers in Texas. So it is a Texas thing, a new Texas law, that state inspections will no longer be necessary. But several people are reminding me all over different platforms that certain cities still are requiring them. So El Paso is one of those cities
that's still requiring?
That is still requiring it. And specifically the emissions testing as well. So you'll need to get just a state inspection done in El Paso.
They test to make sure your brake lights are working.
But in
they
Texas,
test to make sure...
In general, it's not necessary.
They always make me present state inspection anytime I got to renew my tags.
It's a new law. I'm just saying it's part of a new law that's going to be enacted.
We've had a lot of calls coming in. Steve Kaplowitz is here with us from
Good morning.
Our partner station, 600 ESPN.
The man with 1,000 voices.
Hey,
Kaplowitz.
by the way, we don't have to talk sports today. You know, it's a slower day. I just miss you guys. You know, I'm here early in the mornings these days. I get here earlier and earlier because I'm coming to the station after I take my son to school at 7:15, 7:20 in the morning. So, you know, I mean,
he goes that early?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Damn.
Well, middle school has to be at school by like 7:45. So what they do is
that's crazy.
So I dropped them off at a friend's house, and then there's three of them, and they all walk together from the house over to the school. So the three of them just go to, they've been doing this since last year. There's a lot of traffic where they go to school because there's two, Hornado is right next to Lundy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
And it's all the way on the top of High Ridge. And if you try to drive up there, you're always going to be stuck in traffic.
So you want to park a few blocks away.
We do.
My daughter
That's what I
went
do.
to
Exactly.
Hornado.
Yeah.
And that was the deal. It's like, show up in front of this random house, like 3 blocks away.
That's right.
And that was her pickup point.
That's
Because
exactly
if you got
right.
any closer than that, no telling how long you're going to be stuck there.
100%. And the mornings are just as bad as the afternoons. So, you know, I'm up early now. And here's the thing that's interesting. Last year, I always went home after I dropped him off, relaxed, enjoyed my morning. And then I came to the station and strolled in around 8:30 or 9, maybe 9:30. Now, for some reason, I'm up and I'm at, you know, I'm ready to go by like 7. Nice. So, well, nice. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I mean, I'm here till 7 at night. What am I doing? Why am I giving myself the extra 2 hours at the station? And now I'm spending 12 hours a day here instead of 10.
Peace and quiet.
No, that's a bunch
Maybe
of BS.
you love
you know that,
being
Joanna.
on our show
To come
so
hang
much.
out with us.
Yeah.
Maybe. I need to be compensated monetarily a little bit better, but I'll work on that. I'll see what I can do.
Good morning, Moso. What's up, bud? Happy National Senior Citizen Day, sir.
I'm not a senior.
We love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
I am not a senior citizen, but it is National Senior Citizen Day.
Well, you actually could qualify for certain senior citizen discounts if they go 55 and over. Because if that's the case, you qualify.
So Buzz was telling us exactly when Star Wars came out and exactly how old he was when Star Wars came out. And so somebody in the app chat was like doing the math and going, did Buzz just tell us he's 56 years old?
Actually, well, should I would you like me to confirm how old you really are, or do you not have any interest in that?
Why are people in the app chat obsessed with knowing how old Buzz is?
God, no.
Oh, he's like,
as
let
I'm
me
doing
just say this. He's
the
not-
math on my fingers, I
He's
think
not
I might
56.
be 57.
You are 57.
Am I?
You are 57.
Yes.
Let me
You could
explain.
knock
Let me explain
me
how.
over with a feather.
Let me explain how I know he's 57. When I first started on this show in 95, okay, Buzz was 6 years older than me. Patty Steele was 4 years older than me, and Johnny Gonzalez was 2 years older than me. So basically, it was like 2, 4, 6 is how we worked it with all the ages.
interesting.
So that's how I've always known how old Buzz is. I think you're born in when? In July? or August. June. Okay, so he's got a month. He's the month after I'm born, but 6 years difference. So yeah, you're 57, which means you're really like what? I mean, if you get the 60-year-old discount, you're only 3 years away. Congrats,
They started sending me the AARP magazine in the mail when I was like 43.
No, 50. I got it last. I got it last year.
I don't know
I
why.
got it last year.
No, they could sense the kind of person he was going to be already.
And I'm going to tell you this. I was excited when I got the AARP letter. Like,
Of course
I mean,
you would be.
It was like, wow, I'm ready to go. Even though they don't realize that in radio, I'm not going to be able to retire until I'm like 80. So it's nice that you're considering me AARP at 50, but we've got a long way to go, folks, until this happens.
When I was a teenager, I remember thinking that I could not figure out what the point of living past 30 would be for anybody. Like, why even bother going on?
Really?
I feel you.
Yeah.
That just seems so old.
I've been living that this year.
But your definition of old changes with time, I find. Like, to me, old is always whatever age my parents are.
Yeah.
That's old.
Oh, you don't have to physically be old to be an old person.
It's a state of mind.
It's a state of mind, yeah. Hey,
But you know what's weird, though, guys? So think about this, right? My dad's been gone 20 years, okay? And when I started working at the radio station, he was, I believe, 50. And I'm now 51. And it's so strange because I don't ever think of myself like my dad's age.
You ever think about that?
No, never.
Now I think like my mom at 35, at my age, she had a husband, children, taking care of a house, a career. Look at me.
Let me just say, Steve,
with my cats bed rotting all weekend.
You don't look a day over 49.
You look
Steve.
great, Steve.
Cheers. I'll drink some coffee to that. Nice job on the coffee, by the way, this morning. Appreciate that, guys.
none of us
not
did that.
responsible for that. I think that might have been Grizz.
Hey.
Grizz has got it down, by the way. All he needed was one day to show him how to make the coffee, and it's been consistent ever since. And that's nice. I like that.
Don't let it leave this room. But I love him. I love Grizz. He's the morning co-host with Iris over on KISS. He's the first person I see every morning when I come in, and he's always upbeat and positive. And
he's like the nicest guy. We haven't corrupted him yet in this building.
I would like to trade. I would like to propose a trade, Nico for Grizz.
Oh my God!
Let Iris sit there at 7:30 wondering where you are. For a change.
Both Iris and Nico won't be there on time.
Hey,
is Iris late?
Sometimes she's late.
Really?
Hey,
well, Grizz is always here, either when I get here or shortly after. Sometimes it flip flops.
Hey, if you don't want me to show up, I won't show up. Then, all right.
I want you to show up. You haven't been showing up.
I won't.
I think that your text messages at night where you tell them, "Don't forget to come to work, Nico," are working.
Hey, don't forget, you got to work tomorrow.
I do need to remember sometimes.
I've got random facts on the way. Nico also wants to do Nico News Nugs.
I have several nugs to show. Also, there's one person who said that they can easily explain car insurance in less than 5 seconds.
Okay.
What's the issue with car
insurance? Is it the Geico Gecko?
Well, it's here.
All right.
Morning, guys. So, adult stuff, car insurance, how fun. I have a deep dive. It's expensive. That's it. Just kidding. Hope you guys have a good morning, though.
That was it. It's expensive.
Derek says, you guys suck. Buzz has been trying to hide his age, and you just busted him on the radio.
Have you really tried to hide your age?
Not really.
No, who cares?
I
It's
don't
impossible.
think he has, but also a weird amount of people in the app chat have been, for the last few days, trying to figure out how old Buzz is. I don't know why.
I just found out 57. I honestly thought I had just turned 56.
You didn't even realize how old you were.
57.
And by the way,
we had a call while you're here. We had a call with somebody commenting on your station, 600 ESPN, and
were we off the air?
I don't know. I said to myself, "Well, I'm not really the expert on this. I should let Steve listen to it."
Yeah.
Okay. Here goes.
Hey, I'm driving home from work, and I'm trying to tune. I'm not doing this to get on the air. I'm trying to tune the AM radio to find some national sports talk. I like to listen to that on my way home. Get the news on the national sports scene, and I come across a local station, and the announcer says, "Get ready for some exciting Chihuahuas baseball." And I'm thinking, the first thing comes to my thought is, who cares? I mean, if I'm a Chihuahua baseball fan, I'll go to the park. It's a beautiful ballpark. You can have a hot dog and a beer. That'd be worth it. But who in the hell sits back and listens to the radio broadcast? Oh, let's pull up the chair to the old Philco, Ma. Listen to the ball game. That just doesn't happen anymore. I wonder who listens to this stuff on the radio other than the announcer's wife and in-laws.
Cap, how is this? I'm going to play the rest of the call. How's this sitting with you so far? Do you have a lot to say?
This is a hilarious phone call. I like
and
this
maybe
guy.
I don't know, his immediate relatives. But who listens to Chihuahua baseball on the radio? I'd like to know that. Could you put that out? Get me an answer. Thank you.
Okay, so Cap.
By the way, I appreciate the guys' interest in our radio station. Thank you, by the way, for listening to.
But you got to, if you're a Dodgers fan, you can listen to the Dodgers on the minor league level. Are there a lot of people that are tuning in?
Yes.
Now, back in the old Diablos days, when Matt Hicks and who was his partner?
Brett Pollock
did it. It was so listenable because they would go off on these. They would forget about the baseball game.
Yep.
They would forget about it, and they'd start talking about, did you ever watch the old TV show Mannix? Just random stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting talk radio. I can't say that I'm as familiar with
Tim
Haggerty.
Okay.
I mean, other than he's professional.
Yes, he's been doing the games for over 10 years.
But
I mean,
do people have enough interest in minor league baseball that they tune in I think maybe you get him a partner in there and talk about stuff other than baseball.
I have joined Hags during home games, and I have sometimes done that where I will talk about. I don't want to say I don't enjoy making Tim uncomfortable, although I kind of do.
Is he out of his comfort zone if you're not talking baseball, or?
No. What happens is this. At times, I feel like, he can gauge the room and then he rolls with the punches. But I do enjoy making Tim laugh when I go into the booth during games. So I will like, for example, Tim refuses to drink alcohol during a broadcast. And I have tried.
That's professional.
Well, but Harry Carey made a living off of that. And so did other great broadcasters in the days.
He was sponsored in the booth by Bud Light.
Yes.
I'm a Bud man. I'm a Bud fan. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a Cubs man.
And then there was young girls around Harry. He's like, hey, all right. So, yes, that's right. But look, here's the thing. Number one. And by the way, speaking of Bud Light, have you seen the UTEP cans that Bud Light came out with like 2 weeks ago? Orange UTEP cans with a pickaxe on them. There are like,
is it a transgender pickaxe?
There are five. There are 5 schools in the nation that have colleges that have Bud Light themed cans, and UTEP is one of them.
Nice.
How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Great. Fans were asking that same question. They showed up one day randomly in Walmart, and there they were.
What are the other
a 24
schools?
pack. I have not gone that far. I don't care about the other schools.
So
I
you got one?
UTEP. Probably not.
If the Longhorns had one.
I don't even think the Longhorns have one. I think it's just UTEP in Texas. So I'd have to see the other schools. But a lot of fans are excited.
Texas, that's the Longhorns.
What I'm saying is I think UTEP might be the only Texas representative for this. I don't know if the Longhorns have it. There's only 5 in the country or 4 in the country.
Hey, Steve,
But back to baseball for a second, guys.
My grandfather, and I guess it is kind of an old-fashioned thing where you'd sit around and listen to a baseball game on the radio.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan. And that is one memory that I have of him, was that he would have, if there was a Cardinals game on, he would have it on the radio, sitting out under the shade of a tree.
I know.
Listening, like I say, Matt Hicks and Brett Pollock when they did it.
It's tough when you're solo, although... I mean, years ago, Matt Vasgersian was pretty funny when he was doing Diablos games. He was a riot.
It's hard to be funny in a room by yourself.
It
right,
is
Nico?
tough. Oh, God, you had to do that.
We have an update from our engineer here.
Yes.
So anytime the Chihuahuas are off the air,
you get calls,
or anything's wrong with the broadcast in any way, I'll hear from at least 15 to 20 people at a time.
That's all of them.
No. Stop it.
Buzz said that's all of them.
It's probably, you're right. It's probably
That's
all.
the same joke you used on me. You can't just recycle things.
You need
man.
new material.
You need new material.
Come
bro.
on. You're better than that.
You are better than that.
So, but that's,
I'm not. I don't know where you got that idea.
Not,
So
the
maybe,
point is,
do you think people just have it on as background noise, or are they glued to the radio listening to every pitch and strike? Or
no, I feel like Tim is a part of a lot of people's routines that follow this team. And home or road, they listen to Tim. He's a very familiar voice. He's been doing this a long time in El Paso. I love Tim Haggerty
Since the beginning, right?
Yeah, since the first. He's been in the business 20 plus years. So he's got a lot of experience. And you know what? We're the home of the Chihuahuas. There's 150 games. They pay for him to be on the road. You better believe we're going to put those road games on. So, yes. In fact, we've just signed on for, I think, 3 more after this season. So
Mike has confirmed for us that he does get calls if the game isn't on.
Yes.
Is everybody's last name Haggerty?
No. And the thing is,
I got a better one for you. His wife doesn't even listen to the games that he's on. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
She's got enough problems. She's dealing with an 8-year-old. So yeah.
I got random facts, and I've been postponing this, so I want to get to them. Okay.
Okay.
And now it's time for random facts.
Every week or so, we like to present random facts as an educational service to our listening audience. We take this pretty seriously and try not to pass anything off that is not confirmed and vetted. So here we go with our 3 random facts for today.
All right.
Mixing alcohol with diet soda gets people drunk 18% faster than mixing alcohol with regular soda.
I've heard that a lot.
What do you say? A regular soda meaning sugar?
Just a regular non-diet.
Yes.
And it does.
So the answer is yes, Steve.
The sugar. Okay, so the sugar in regular soda slows down the effects of the alcohol. So if you're mixing drinks and you want to get there faster, use a diet soda.
Yeah, Southern Comfort and Diet Coke.
When you asked him that question, he didn't really know the answer, though.
He had to continue reading the facts.
Until it said, oh, yeah, the sugar actually does help.
No, I read them.
You mean with sugar?
He's all,
the opposite of diet, whatever that is.
Now here's the
they have
question I have for
sugar free.
this.
They have diet. They have sugar free.
Is it the aspartame? Is that what does? Is that what does the job?
We've established it is the sugar.
It's gonna get you lit, okay? If you want to get lit faster, diet soda.
Random fact number 2. There is no word for blue in the ancient Greek language. Have you ever heard that before?
I have. Yeah, because they didn't have.
In fact, there's been some speculation. I don't know how seriously it's taken, but I know that some people speculate that maybe humans didn't see blue. Like we didn't develop
like they were
that
colorblind.
Like dogs, like ancient people, but other languages of the time did have a word for blue. And at the turn of phrase I remember from the Odyssey or the Iliad or something, I think those are the same thing, was that they described the wine dark sea. Interesting, huh?
That is
wine
interesting.
dark sea. But no word for blue in ancient Greek.
Well, the first pigment I think that people were able to make was like something like red.
Yeah, probably out of blood.
Well, here's my other question.
Yeah.
That's probably what they used.
Red clay or any iron oxide, yeah.
What did they call the sky color-wise when they were looking up in the sky?
I don't know, but not blue. There was not a word in ancient Greek for that. And finally,
they called it God. That's what they thought it was.
Random fact number 3. I asked, what do you think the first human invention to break the sound barrier was?
Mud. Sorry.
Mud is a human
I was going to say
invention.
my D.
Huh?
No, never mind. Whatever.
Steve, any idea what would be the first invention made by humans that broke the sound barrier? That is, went so fast that it caused a sonic boom.
From humans, I have no idea. What was it?
All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
The first thing a human invented that could break the sound barrier was a whip. Nico was right. That, like Indiana Jones, that sound is not the leather snapping against each other. That is a miniature
sonic boom.
Sonic boom.
Sonic
Nico,
boom.
it's true, right?
So Derek says, the sound barrier? That Armenian racist devil said a whip?
You were right.
I know it was a whip. I wasn't being racist.
Whip. Anytime if you can snap a whip, you're breaking the sound barrier. The tip of the whip is going so fast that it causes a miniature.
All right, here's my question to you on this. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's say the tip of the whip cannot touch the floor.
The tip of the whip better not hit you in the lip.
If it can't
Or the
touch
nip.
if it can't touch the floor, and you whip something with a short whip, will you still hear the sound effect? Because according to this hypothesis, breaking the sound barrier
hypothesis, it's a fact.
According to the random fact, that sound is not the sound of the whip hitting the floor. That is the sound
You're
of
correct.
just the whip.
Wait, you don't hit the whip on it. That's not how you use a whip.
I'm just saying
you snap it in the air.
Right, but that sound, I never thought that sound was actually from the sound barrier. So
it's from the tip of the whip going through
the tip of the whip through
the air so
the
quickly.
nip.
But
Okay.
no, you're actually right. I mean, I think they do this in physics, like physics classes. You take the length of the whip, and depending on the length of the whip, it will give a different.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
That's
but
cool.
anyway, that's a few thousand years old, breaking the sound barrier.
Didn't know
for
that.
long.
Now whip it into shape. Shape it up. Get straight. Go forward. Move ahead. Try to detect it. It's not too late to whip it. Whip it good.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10.
Think you're up for the challenge? Go. Visit basecampfitness.com/El Paso to sign up for 2 weeks on us.
Why do people listen to the Buzz Adams Morning Show?
I love listening to your show. It's like listening to the radio edition of a clown show from a circus.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now more of the greatest show on earth on 95.5 KLAQ.
Ooh, how far away are we from the first minor game of the season?
Week from Saturday
At Nebraska.
Yep, Lincoln. You ever been there?
I have never been.
Me neither.
I don't even know if I've ever been in the state of Nebraska before.
Me neither.
I've definitely been to Kansas.
I have too.
If I was ever in Nebraska, it must have just been briefly like crossing the state line or something, but I don't think so.
You know, I've been to Lawrence, Kansas, Fog Allen Fieldhouse, home of the Jayhawks. But yeah, I've never been to Nebraska.
You ever been to Columbia, Missouri?
No. That sounds like fun.
That's a beautiful, quirky, it's like a little Austin almost.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really cool town.
That's cool. We have controversy. And by the way, the first UTEP home game will be on this radio station on 95.5 The Q when they play Nebraska next Saturday, a week from Saturday, 12:30. Countdown to kickoff, 1:30. That game gets underway with John Teicher, Cole Freitag, and Mondo, the Monster Medina, on the sidelines. So it's right around the corner.
Okay, very good. Now you have some controversy.
Ooh, good stuff. This is
and
juicy.
that involves new coach Scotty Walden.
Yes, and it's quarterback battle. So as we know, when Scotty Walden came to UTEP from Austin P, he brought a few of his players over with him. One of them happens to be a quarterback. His name is Skylar Locklear. Skylar was redshirted a year or 2 years ago, and then last season was like a redshirt freshman at Austin P. Didn't play much at all, but he came to UTEP, and of course, Cade McConnell, my former intern at 600 ESPN, who took over the last half of the season. They've been locked in a quarterback battle since really the spring when they first started camp with new head coach Scotty Walden.
And Walden hasn't said yet who it's going to be for the season opener.
In fact, he said that it's a really, really tight battle. and it's so tight he can't yet name a starting quarterback. So he thinks it's going to go right down to the wire. And nobody knows for sure who's going to get the job.
Has any coach ever made a strategy of just switching in and out quarterbacks like every other play or frequently?
Some teams do that. Not necessarily every other play, but
just to keep
some
the
teams,
defense off balance.
Some teams will play with a 2-quarterback system. We've seen that here at UTEP over the years, too. Dana Dimmel did that before he brought Gavin Hardison on board. He liked to have like a quarterback run that wildcat. You know, when they get the ball and they run?
The wildcat seemed to really have its moment over the past decade and a half in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. So here's what happened. Okay, so listen to this. So yesterday, Adrian, my partner on Sports Talk, showed up and interviewed Scotty Walden, among other players, and talked to both quarterbacks. And he talked about the quarterback battle and how it's so close right now he can't pick a starter. Well, apparently, when that audio ran on Twitter and X, a former UTEP assistant coach, Keith Burns, who, by the way, has been coaching for 35 years, Buzz. And
did he coach under Dimmel?
He did. He started as the secondary. No, he came for Dimmel as the secondary and safeties coach. Later became the director of recruiting and director of player personnel. But his last season at UTEP was 2020. But by the way, this guy is a former defensive coordinator at USC, Arkansas, was a head coach at Tulsa for 3 years, coached at Ole Miss, K-State, with the Raiders. So I mean, he's a lot of experience. Okay.
So he said something controversial?
So here's what he said. Okay. So the comment that Adrian mentioned on the air, talking about the quarterback position from Scotty Walden, that it's not yet determined, forced this comment from Keith Burns, who, by the way, is now coaching, I think, like a private high school football team in the Fort Worth area. He said, smallest clown in coaching, referring to Scotty Walden. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have a QB1. Total liar, phony.
What, does he have something against Scotty Walden?
His son was on the UTEP roster last year, and Scotty Walden
at what position?
I think it was a defensive back. I think. Right. Anyway,
so he wasn't like a quarterback.
No. But he went through spring ball. And then UTEP decided to trim their roster down, and one of the players who was let go was Keith Burns' son. And as a result, he is now at Northern Arizona. And there could definitely be some bad blood over the fact that his son is not with UTEP. So here's what happens. The tweet goes on, and next thing you know, there are tons of UTEP fans ripping this former coach. And it starts like a little firestorm yesterday afternoon. Well, not only did he pull the tweet off and deleted it, he deleted his whole profile on social media after this happened.
He just pulled the plug
on everything. Gone. Okay. Just like that. Finished. But it was like, it was weird. And, that was the big story as a former coach. Just
wonder if there's any other beef beyond, his son...
Yeah,
didn't get a scholarship.
That's what I'd like to know. Exactly right. But it was a big story because out of the blue, like, it's just a bad look, Buzz. Even if you feel that way and you're upset about that, you just don't air that out on social media. You got to be careful, because if you do that, and then all of a sudden everybody's going to respond, which is exactly what happened.
So we're going to make a hard decision here. Nico wants to do a News Nug segment.
Yeah.
And I have a true crime report ready to go. Yeah. Break, but what do we do when we come back?
Wait for the next break.
I don't care. Just break now.
Break now.
Nice.
God, you have a great team. All they want you to do is break. They don't care about anything else.
Steve, I need somebody who can make a decision.
True crime
when we come back, true crime or Nico's News Nugs?
How much News Nugs do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
I have 4.
How good are they?
Good.
I want to hear. You know what? Can I tell you what I want to hear? Okay. Yeah. He's not even here every day. Let's hear Nico's News Nugs while he's here. At least get your money's worth from the guy.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We don't know if he'll be here tomorrow.
Exactly.
Okay, News Nugs coming up. I'll save the true.
Save the true crime for when he doesn't show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
idea,
anytime
actually.
before 7 a.m. All right, we'll take a break, come back. Nico's News Nugs on the way right after this.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Aerosmith to Nirvana to...
At 915-1681. Hills Towing and Mobile Repair. 915-755-1681.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Interman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Nico's News Nugs are what we decided on, right?
Yes.
All right, we're going to get to those in just a moment. We are registering 4 times a day. We give out a code word. Listen to this. It's a cruise. Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I want to go on this. This is like,
There's
this
still
would be a
there are
dream
cabins
for me.
available. I'll give you the website, but we're giving away.
I want to broadcast Sports Talk live from this this cruise ship.
One of the listeners was in the app chat yesterday and said, wrestlers, rockers on a boat at sea for 4 days? That's a lot of nose candy.
Certainly, there have been moments in the history of wrestling where nose candy was probably
And
a
rock and
commonly
roll.
found
Yeah,
substance
the late
in the
great
locker.
Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan back in the 80s.
He only give me little bit his cocaine. He don't give me lot his cocaine, just little bit his cocaine.
We're going to give a code word out in the 10 o'clock hour, 2 p.m. hour, 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. Enter the code word once you hear it on the air on the KLAQ mobile app. Look for Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea on the app or at KLAQ.com. And here's what you win. 2 tickets, double occupancy cabin on the Norwegian Gym, and a 4-night cruise out of Miami, Florida to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic.
Sounds amazing.
Chris Jericho's band, Fozzy, is going to be there. He's going to have friends from the worlds of wrestling and rock. That's why it's the Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea. All meals and basic beverages are covered. Have you ever been on a cruise?
5
cruises.
5 of them.
Have you ever been on one where they had free booze? Because I certainly haven't.
Free? Well, you buy beverage packages and you can drink as much as you want during the cruise, but it costs money. I've never been on a cruise where the drinks
Where it's inclusive?
No, that's amazing. That right there is worth it.
You get admission to the wrestling matches and the rock concerts that are going to be going on. They got several people who will be doing podcasts on board the ship, and you're welcome to go and observe those. Of course, you get to meet and greet your host, Chris Jericho. It also comes with a $1,000 travel voucher you can use to get to Miami.
Great.
And $500 spending cash for souvenirs or whatever you want to spend it on.
This is an amazing prize.
To see all about the cruise event details, the cruise leaves out of Miami on January 31st. Go to ChrisJerichoCruise.com. That's ChrisJerichoCruise.com. And they're about 4/5 of the way full, the last I was told.
My last 3 cruises have sailed out of Miami. So took Royal Caribbean about a year and a half ago. And then before that, 2 Disney cruises.
Did you take the Rhapsody of the Sea cruise?
The Rhapsody? No. But I did take the Disneys were great, man. Especially we did Marvel Day at Sea. Oh, it was so much fun. My son had such a great time. Got to meet them all. You know, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor,
Well, not the
Loki.
not the real ones.
No, but I mean, you get the idea. It was when you're like 6 or 7 years old and you get to do that. Oh my God, what a great cruise!
When I was 6 or 7 years old, we didn't get to cruise in a car, much less a ship.
Nico's News. Yes. Man, it's not really news.
All right. Nico picks out some offbeat stories and presents them to us. Joanna says you only have until 5 minutes after the top of the hour, okay?
She said 9:57, but...
Okay. All right. Then you better go by that.
Okay.
You got 7 minutes.
I have found the most disturbing website on the internet.
How many people instinctively went to their web browser to enter whatever Nico's about to say?
I know. What gross thing is this? No, it's not a gross thing. It's actually a security search thing. It's called PimEyes. PimEyes, EYES. And what it does, it allows you to upload a photo of yourself. And then it will find every photo on the internet.
Of you.
Shut up.
Oh, wait, you're saying of the photo that you sent, or will it match your face to all the things on the internet?
It will do some AI recognition of the photo of
What
you.
if it just puts somebody up who kind of looks like you?
That may happen, but it will also, it's scarily accurate and finds every single picture of you, whether it was uploaded by you or not uploaded by you.
Have you tried it?
I have tried it, and it works.
Have you ever Googled yourself? Because that's what we do. We Google if you Google yourself, you'll see all the photos of yourself up on the internet anyway.
I've doodled myself.
You've doodled?
But this might be pictures that you didn't know. So.
Good point.
Yeah.
Unauthorized photos.
Unauthorized photos.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody might have put up photos of you.
I was from the generation where they took a lot of pictures, Polaroid cameras and pictures. So there were a lot of vacation pictures that I don't think exist on the internet.
So you would take nudes and then mail them to somebody or something?
Email them.
What?
Like, how would you sext?
Buzz doesn't do that, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that. I don't know. People used to get off on going to the park and wearing a raincoat and flashing people in the park. It seems like you don't hear much about that anymore.
No.
That doesn't sound great for a relationship, but yeah. All right, next up.
Prim Eyes.
Pim Eyes. P-I-M.
PimEyes.com.
PimEyes.com. Try it out. Next up.
No, thank you.
So, you know that feeling when you're at some new place and all of a sudden you feel like you've been there before?
Deja vu?
Deja vu.
That also, sometimes in the middle of a conversation, you're like, wait a minute. I remember having this conversation in exactly this same place, and it's the same,
It's like Lost.
That hasn't happened to me in years.
Did you know
it happened a lot more frequently when I was a adolescent and teenager, maybe even in early 20s, but not as much anymore. But it is a very disconcerting feeling when it happens to you. Does everybody experience it at some point?
Yes.
Deja vu?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Even if they don't have the words for it. Yeah, I think so. Probably. Anyways, did you know there's an opposite of deja vu?
Vujade?
Vujade. That's what I would say.
No, it's you guys are so dumb.
Après vu?
It is not après vu. It is called jamais vu. Jamais vu is when you are somewhere that you have been all the time, whether it's you in your studio, at home, and for some reason you get the feeling that the place is unfamiliar or not
familiar
to you.
I can't say that I can pinpoint ever experiencing.
You've never just been doing something normal, been at the studio, and all of a sudden been struck by a feeling like, whoa, what am I doing here? This feels weird.
Honestly, I don't think I can say that I have.
Well, the phenomenon
have
is...
you?
I have.
Is it more rare than deja vu?
It is more rare than deja vu, which also makes it more unnerving for people to feel it.
There are a couple of theories that I've heard about what happens when deja vu. One neurologist speculated that if your brain shuts off for just a brief second, you won't realize that your brain shut down, but then it kind of boots itself back up so fast that you are remembering the experience that you just had at the same time. And then the Matrix theory is that there's a glitch in the Matrix, and that's why the same cat walked past Neo and
the Matrix
Trinity
theory
at the same time.
That is true. Also, like you said, it could just be a cognitive function of something switching up.
Yeah. Some circuits firing in an unusual way.
All right, next up.
It's a weird feeling, though.
Scientists may have found a way to save the banana from extinction. If you didn't know, the banana is going extinct right now.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so we have a different banana that we're eating right now than we did 100 years ago.
I believe the most common the banana that won the Great Banana War of the early 20th century, is the Cavendish.
You are correct.
That's your typical yellow banana.
That is the current typical yellow banana. But just 100 years ago, we had a different kind of banana, and it was called the... I can't find the name for the other one. It wasn't the Cavendish, though. And the reason that they were going extinct is because of a fungus called Fusarium wilt of banana. Or
a banana fungus.
A banana fungus that was destroying crops, all the crops of bananas. So scientists developed a fungus-resistant strain called the Cavendish. The Cavendish.
Is that account for almost all of the bananas in the world?
Right now, almost all the bananas in the world are Cavendish.
What's gonna do the Cavendish in?
The same fungus.
Mother effer.
It's finally evolved.
It has evolved, actually. And it has become resistant to the resistance of the Cavendish banana.
You know my deal with bananas, right? I used to love banana.
That you like them the other end?
I developed in my 30s an allergy or a reaction to bananas. If I eat a banana, it feels like I thought I was having a heart attack. Honestly, that's what and it took several times before I finally correlated. Oh, I feel like this.
This is
to the point where I was going to go to the emergency room, and I finally correlated it. It's every time I eat a banana, so I just had to quit eating.
He puts the banana in the tailpipe.
People have.
We're not going to fall for that banana tailpipe trip again.
People get intolerant, like they develop an intolerance for food.
Have you heard of it with banana before?
Not banana, but my mother-in-law's had that with onions, tomatoes, other things that she ate a lot, and then all of a sudden she couldn't eat it anymore. Just does the same thing to her like it's doing to you.
Just within the past 10 years, I suddenly became lactose intolerant.
Crazy. You're getting older.
If I drink milk, first of all, the effects I don't need to go into, but they're bad enough that now I avoid dairy.
You need a colostomy bag at this point. All right. Anyways, they're developing fungal resistance for the Cavendish. And last but not least, people are going crazy finding out how young Darth Vader was when he died on the second Death Star.
How young?
When he died in Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you do the math real quick?
Yes. So I'm going to say that Anakin Skywalker lost his fight to Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar when he was around 24, 25 years old. Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the time we pick the story up with A New Hope, Luke Skywalker is talking about going off to the academy. That suggests he's out of space high school and about to go to space college.
Correct.
So 20 years' time. So I would say Darth Vader was 44 or 45.
Correct.
No.
Nice.
Is that right?
That is right. 45 years old.
Darth Vader was 45.
Just remember that blue, pale skin and that bald head when he takes it off.
That big Humpty Dumpty cracked up head that he had.
That was a 45-year-old man. 10 years younger than you.
He had a rough life.
With your news dogs, I'm Nico.
What did I miss? Oh, I can't believe I missed it.
Did you miss the Buzz Adams Morning Show today?
I missed everything.
Just use the KLAQ mobile app. That way you can listen to Buzz on demand.